She was like a co-leader of like their club and all this shit. She was in deep, but
Those
like
online
fake
games
money
go-
though. So
They go wild.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody feeling out there? How you guys doing?
Hello.
Good,
Hey, everybody.
I'm happy I made it.
Ordering dinner.
Good. Very good. So, we will be starting today with 3 luck rerolls. No hero card whatsoever. So, it's up to chat to bring it about. I think we actually need I think it's 18 more subs, and that's the rest of the rerolls unlocked. Let's take a moment to kind of talk about what happened last time. If you guys can remember back that far.
Open my notes because I don't remember.
A deal gone slightly sour.
Yeah, they sell.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Eli doesn't like when Oz lies. It's fine.
Specifically to him.
I mean,
Rise okay
Paladin-
with your lies.
Our paladin tried to put hands on another ghost and ended up catching some hands of his own.
hmm
I didn't take a single point of
True.
damage, and I didn't get knocked unconscious, unlike everybody else. Okay.
I mean that's fair.
True.
Let's call it what it was. It was a DM wipe. All right, he wiped us. All right.
And we found out Tripp's name, which is Silwith.
You did in fact.
Sally.
Ash.
Silly ass.
Sally.
And we kicked it off really quickly with some weird glowing shit coming from the well,
Yeah.
or whatever, the giant hole
Yeah.
where all the nasty water is down there.
Basically, Tripp turned on us, and Bub spent a lot.
Oh,
of
what the
time
shit?
trying-
Hell, no, I did
That
not.
was
Trip.
the
You better-
previous
Yeah,
episode.
about the whole book thing. Yes.
Listen, hold
Yeah.
on. We're okay. A lot of the
Turn on.
context of that episode, okay, started with the first thing, which was betrayal. Okay, and it was
It's true.
betrayal.
It's
As
true.
much as Bub tried to convince us it wasn't, or that it was actually good for us.
Oh no. I don't think that's the case. It wasn't good for you, and it was not a good thing. It
It
was
was not good for you.
no. There was nothing that was good about it. It was a very selfish action that played out for the benefit of a single character at the cost of everybody else's safety. So yeah, it was totally selfish, but I just wanted to put the spinners on and allow you guys to see how far you might go if it meant that you got success in your own personal dream.
And what was his name again?
Silwith
My dream was to have the book,
Sally.
and he gave it
Ash-
up.
Worth. Silwith Ashworth.
Silwith Ashworth. Okay, yeah, that's not worth an ancient book. Okay, of spells. Okay,
Yeah.
your name
it
ain't
is,
even
bro.
that cool.
My dad's an assassin, all right? He'll like kill you.
Your dad's
Well,
an
dad's an
assassin's
assassin.
accountant.
No,
Okay,
I feel like-
he's like
Alright.
an accountant.
No,
I feel like Silwith is like the Harrowstone equivalent of like Jif.
Mm.
Like
Milton.
Nadia level Jif.
Oh man.
Damn.
That's my new name, Nadia.
No,
it's
Nadja.
not.
I meant, first of all,
New name is Golem.
Jiff.
Two-Face.
I won't complete the rest of that, but you know.
My name is Harvey Two-Face.
Okay, so Torvin was down the well when we started
He was.
the episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he had gone down there to why was he down there again? To try
He wanted to kill Tripp. He was
Right,
like, Torvin has
Tripp,
had
yes.
it. Like, if there isn't up to here means fight, he's like 3 times over.
Yeah, well, he's a dwarf, so that's kind of just how they roll.
Okay.
You gotta kind of let
The
dwarves do
stereotype.
their
this is
dwarf
why how they roll.
thing. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You know. And so he was down there. We were up top.
Yep.
And we found out that Oz had lied. Well, not directly lied to us, but had made a deal.
Didn't tell the full truth.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. But had made a deal with the dude in the well, and it was basically just to get Tripp down there, right? I mean,
Yeah.
That was basically the deal. And then Tripp like immediately went down there. So mission successful, mission complete. But the reason we heard it was because
We heard part of the conversation.
Everin.
we heard half of the
Mhm.
conversation through
Yeah.
Peverin,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And Torvin heard the other half of the conversation, but he doesn't speak gutter speak, so
No.
Correct.
so he didn't understand what was going on. But we did get Torvin out of the well. He climbed out. He used a spider potion. He climbed out. While we were kind of dealing with the ramifications of Oz lying to the group, right? Because it was revealed. So it became kind of a back and forth about, I think Eli was the most upset and the most untrusting. I mean, he has his own thing with goblins and stuff like that because he's a dwarf and, you know, his upbringing. And
It's not really a dwarf.
well, I mean, he's not a dwarf, but he is he's for all
not a
intents and
dwarf.
purposes. Wow. Oh, well, neither is Rye, so he can't say one way or the other. But you know, it seems to me Eli thinks he's a dwarf. Okay,
Sure.
So I don't know his pronouns, you know, but I assume he wants to be a dwarf. But anyways, they argued, or we argued. Rye I don't think really got into it too much because he was kind of concerned more for Torvin down in the well. So I think Rye was trying to get Torvin out or trying to assist him. And I think we eventually did. I don't think there was too much of a resolution with Oz's thing before what's his name came out of the well with his book. And I'll let others take it over from there.
Sure.
Maybe.
Who wants to take the reins?
He talked mad shit about Eli's religious knowledge regarding the Ashen Forge. That was good.
Oh yeah.
Made a note of that.
Called him what, a brother? Brethren?
Yeah, and then Eli, in Eli fashion, got upset and touched him, put his hands on him.
Why'd you said it so you said it so strange, like, oh my god.
I tried
He's
to blast
always
him with
touching
holy
people.
light.
That is a cooler
And he
way
said,
of saying
not
it.
today, Gwirl.
But that didn't go as well as you had planned.
Yeah.
What's that about? Anybody have any ideas? This is mostly speculative because there's not a lot of mechanics or rules for this.
I mean, I'm
he
going to
called
say it's
him-
because he got his book. That's pretty much my feel.
Okay.
I want to say that might have been like 20% of it, but like apparently they had some like tied affinity to each other because he somehow connected to the Ashen Forge. But yeah, they
I think that Eli has been lied to. That's why he's got Eli in his name.
Oh, wow.
dang.
Oh my god.
I think
he's a
that
disease.
he worships a false god. Well, not a
Oh.
false god, but like maybe not who he thinks he's worshiping. There's some evil stuff happening.
I mean, I think even Cobalt has that speculation, right? He's brought it up a few times, like, what does this mean, and how this couldn't be happening, could it? And the answer is it's very nebulous right now. It could very well be just that. What does Cobalt think?
Kill it.
You'll kill.
I'll kill it.
You'll kill. Good luck.
I'll kill.
Good luck.
Good luck.
He tried to kill him.
Yeah, that didn't go over stellarly. Do you remember what he said? I know that, like you said, that they're like brethren, but do you remember exactly what he said?
Yeah. Well, the exact words.
To a
Said
degree.
We both came
Forged.
from the same place. That we were both came from the
You were
Ashen
both
Forge.
forged.
Forged in in the fires of the Ashen Forge, correct?
Yeah.
But you did some digging on that. You found out a few things. What did you discover?
That it's a place where people who fall out of favor from Torog go to, that are like demigods, and something about like a hook pulling somebody, like they use like a hook
Artifact.
to pull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an artifact that is equipped to a chain. And then the other part of it was not really necessarily demigods, more like fallen gods,
Okay.
I think.
Mm.
You know,
I don't know.
just a thought.
So-
As a storyteller to a player, I would say that you may have access and knowledge to another dwarf that may have more information regarding these things.
Yes.
There's only two that I know in town, so
Yeah, yes, and both would be accurate for seeking out that information. How much they know, nobody really knows.
Did I? I don't remember if I asked Torvin about it. I don't think I did.
You didn't.
I think I kept it to myself.
Not
didn't.
Torvin. Me and Eli talked. We talked about Torvin behind his back.
You did.
That was a while
Oh,
ago.
I'm used
Yeah, that
to
was
it.
a long time. That was while someone else was smoking someone else's wife.
Yeah.
Can't even pay attention to defend himself. I love it. Oh, what was that conversation like? I'm curious with the speaking about Torvin behind his back. Can you recall?
Yes. Oz found out that Torvin was born of the mountain and that he was maybe one of the original dwarfs.
Sure.
Like Stoneborn is what they call them. And then he was born from within the mountain, then taken from the dwarves. And then he was held by giants or something. I don't know. And then he thinks that he needs to retake his lands, but it feels like he's trying not to retake his lands. I don't know. There's a little confusion going on in regards to that.
He is
but-
the land.
I'm not even supposed
Yeah.
to be here today.
It's true.
Yeah, it's very clerks.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's the Randall Graves of our particular world, which is kind of nice.
I just remember thinking that whatever that dude was that came out of the well, like he like we were a minor inconvenience, or like we're just kind of, I don't know, like a side thought. He seemed to have more pressing business and other things to deal with enough that he didn't even feel the need to like murder us for fun.
Yeah. I mean,
even when we attacked him.
Well, he made a deal.
He did. Correct.
Yeah, didn't we break
which
that deal?
He broke the deal first,
broke the
kind
deal.
of.
Yeah, that's right. Because you fucked with your teeth, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's fucked up.
Gross.
that looks like harm to me.
Don't touch my teeth, man.
Yeah. That's
Like,
the number one thing people
just
dream
leave my
about. is
teeth alone.
He was-
leave my
he
teeth
was
out
only-
of this.
He was only a problem because somebody gave him his book.
Yep.
Is that why?
No.
You know what? I don't think it made it any better.
It certainly didn't make it any better. That is correct.
No.
Pretty sure he wouldn't have got away.
Well,
If
Or
it's on
at
the
least we
scale
would've had a
of
better
good to
shot.
bad, it's probably more into the bad rather than
Sure.
in the middle.
I mean, if you cut it
So-
down as a black and white math problem, I think it's
Well, no, I'm talking about more than that. I'm talking about the scale, right? It's not in the center. It's not a neutral thing. It's somewhere in the bad.
yeah, definitely.
So where it is a different thing, but it's bad.
Yeah.
To be fair,
It's not good.
he talked shit about Eli's god, and Eli was like, "Bitch, you can't talk shit about my god." And he was like, "I'm gonna slap you with my hand." And then he touched him, and it didn't do what he thought. And then he got messed up, and then shit went crazy. And then like Temerity was bloody, Rye was torn and stuff, and then Previn's arms died.
Y'all are
I
fucked
don't
up.
know.
You can just say that.
Oz
Like,
got bruised. It
you
got
guys are
crazy.
messed up.
Actually, Rye's kind of okay.
Yeah, I'm
No,
okay.
you were-
I'm fine.
Rye's
had-
got
You
an
had tears
infection
and
right
torns
now.
on
Rye's
and
actually
tores on you.
you weren't around to hear it, but you're not okay. Rye is
Oh, that's right. Because
Yeah, you lost
I'm
power.
not
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, you're not okay. In
No
fact,
one was okay.
everyone else is awake, with an exception to Rye. Rye is being treated by Jaminda and Kendra
Oh, yeah, that's right.
because your skin, you didn't treat your skin after the fire, and you've taken infection into the largest organ of your body, and it's killing you. But you're just playing the tough guy. You're toughing it out.
Well, I didn't know any of that. I didn't
It's
know.
true.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I just
Yeah.
came back to my character.
Well, that's why I was saying like you got Ryan Torvin then attacked as well, and then we all did will saves, and everyone got affected except for Eli.
Yeah,
Mm.
Because I rolled a 20.
you got a 24 actually. Yeah, it was pretty
And
high.
that's when Eli heard that Torvin was cut from the same forge. That like I don't think any of us heard that. Only Eli heard that, I
Yep.
think, because he was having the conversation with the weird
Mm.
ghosty boy.
This is because I took a shit, huh?
Yeah,
no.
It's because I
it's
took
a
a
flow-on
shit.
effect.
No, it has
Wow.
nothing to do with your defecation, sir. It has a lot more to do with the fact that you weren't properly treated after having fire touch your face and neck and arm and all of that. You just kind of had to tough it out. As you guys can recall, when was the last time you were properly given a rest? Or when you took one?
I would have loved to rest before, but then Tripp.
Sure.
Tripp
Sure,
was the
sure.
one that
8 hours
really-
ago.
We
Yeah.
were in the woods camping outside of town
8 hours ago.
before.
Could have stayed asleep. You didn't have to get involved in my business.
Yeah, he was cuddling with Temerity with his infected skin.
Truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure
Oz
wouldn't have
wasn't
made him
jealous
like
at
fix
all.
that shit.
Is she able? Can it be fixed? Yeah, his problem can be fixed, but it's not like it's. Everything about this place is kind of achy, right? Nothing here feels great. You're constantly under duress of fatigue and exhaustion, and his situation is, it's not like an open wound. He's not seething blood from his body. It's trying to heal, and he's taken on an infection that is, at this point, it's causing his skin to be inflamed and swollen, and it needs to be treated. So unfortunately, it's not like power of Torag and all others can fix this problem. It's not. You actually need medicine. You need treatment. So you're getting it, and they've more or less kept you under so that they can do this without you fighting back. Now it's people that you trust
Or so
or that
they
you
think.
have trusted, and you have no reason to distrust them up to this point. But it's Kendra and Jaminda, and they are treating.
healing us.
They're treating everybody for that matter.
They're taking pieces of Hap and grafting him to your body.
Look,
in-
whatever keeps me alive.
His strength
I'll take
become me. So question. Where are all the cursed items besides
In the
book?
bag.
We're still in the bag?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I gave them back to all the other ghosts when you were away. I was like,
That's-
what?
okay,
I was
that's
like,
the other
like,
thing.
guys,
It's like
take
the
We
all
threw
other
them down the
ghosts.
well. We're like, here you go, guys.
Okay, so
Merry
this guy
Christmas.
has escaped, right?
Handing him
It's
out
gone.
like Santa.
Correct.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
he's gone.
Yes.
Yeah. But like, there's still a bunch of other fucking crazy ass ghosts, right?
He
Like,
said
Yes.
he would see us
Yeah.
later, so
Yes,
Well,
he did say he'd
he
see us
said
later.
that he would see me
later.
Yeah, he
Or
would
like-
see Eli later for sure, and he hopes that it was on better terms, but he doesn't expect it to
spit
be.
in his mouth, call him Sally.
Damn.
Then I'm gonna pee on his book.
I guess what I'm
Damn.
saying is that the threat
That's
isn't
right.
gone yet, right? Like it's.
I mean, not from the
Well,
world.
part of the threat.
It's
Right.
lessened.
It's lessened. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So we did it.
inadvertently,
It's
like you guys.
It's like the most it's like the most weird way to be like.
No, that's
"Well, we
completely
did
true
it."
though, right? Like
Mm.
you, no matter how you feel like you've accomplished this, it is X'd through. He is no longer a threat while you are here because he wants to be so fucking far away from here. He has nothing more to do with you guys.
Yeah, and I get that, but what I'm saying is, what about the rest of the ghosts?
Oh, they're still there.
Like they're still there. So
And they can still project and do things because,
Correct.
like,
So
Yeah,
we've
so-
gotten okay, so we've pushed one problem to the future, okay?
Correct.
And then there's
you're
Three
giving
more
the big
problems.
bad his book back. Yep.
Yeah, there's 3 more problems we got to deal with.
3 or 4.
4,
4.
probably.
4. That's what I thought. Okay.
5. You forgot about Silwith.
6, I forgot about Eli.
There you
Damn.
go.
Damn.
And there's some more conversations happening, like internally.
Oh yeah. Let's hit
So
those.
like Eli, Temerity, and Torvin had a little powwow before they woke up Pevrin or Oz. And Eli and Torvin were talking about locking up Silwith.
There was some talk.
We were just going over
Just
options on how to deal with him.
I didn't hear
You
any
do
of
that
that.
over breakfast.
Yeah.
Think about the day.
because He can't not be in the kid's body, at least until we're done. So we just need him dealt with for a moment until we can prioritize his, what's that word? Exorcism.
And then
That is a
Oz
word.
and Silwith had a conversation, which was very interesting because he's like a different person now almost. It's a little creepy, a little weird.
Yeah,
That's
he's
strange.
talking mad shit. Walking in talking mad shit.
He
when-
did what Oz
we
was
could
like,
get
all right, I got
blasted."
your back. they get in there, and then Silwith just like opens his mouth and talks smack.
Just pops
Yep.
off on him.
Yeah, pops off.
Unzips
It's
And
the
and goes,
betrayed. It's the
And then-
betrayed.
Torvin walked away.
Yeah, here
'cause
we
he was
are.
about- Torvin
Good
walked
morning.
away because he was about to like smash, and then Silwith and Torvin had a little bit more of a convo, and then they saw something.
Well,
Oh, right.
I don't know if they.
Oh, and then
remember
I did
that.
research.
Well, you guys did. You forgot about at least another person entering the fray while everybody was arguing. Kendra. My chat had a lot to say about Kendra, about how she came in and she shut everyone up. Yeah. Does nobody remember that?
I don't remember her shutting up everybody.
I'm becoming accustomed to just biting my tongue.
She basically told everyone to shut the fuck up, that your arguments mean nothing, that someone is in here dying, and that you're being treated, and that it's no longer a pissing contest. Just close your mouths. And everyone was like, zippered. Nobody said anything until she walked back away.
Oh, because she loves rye.
I want to explode her, but I can't.
I mean,
Right? That's
there are
right.
options.
Yeah,
We
she's
do
like
have
mine in the
charges.
moment.
It's gonna be my last thing I'm gonna do as a
Charges.
ghost. I'm gonna rip her in half from the inside out. I'm like, that's what you get for talking shit to the group.
Let's let her climb up the peach
Oz
tree and
will
then we'll blow it
protect
up.
her with his life.
I mean, yeah, she's fed Oz. She's been kind to Oz, not treated him like an outcast. Or just called him goblin or people eater.
Goblin, yeah.
Children eater.
Yeah.
Baby
Oh, wait,
eater.
that's right. That's right. Who's been doing that? Our noble paladin? That's right.
I didn't call you that. I simply asked you if you had recently. It's a difference.
And
I
later,
didn't say you eat children. I said,
kept calling
do
him.
you?
You kept calling
Eat
him
children?
goblin.
When did you?
Have you eaten children recently?
Is he not a
Rat children.
goblin? If he was like, "Hey, human, come here," I'd be like, "Sup?" Like,
I mean, I'm technically not a goblin. I'm a hobgoblin.
Truth.
We're
So
different.
It's all right. You don't have to call him human. You can just call him man.
like a forest goblin or a
You're
a
goblin
mountain goblin or a sky goblin. They're all goblins.
I don't know.
Hobgoblins are different, though.
Hobgoblins are
Yeah,
roughly
they
the
get-
size of men.
Yeah.
They're
What's
as-
the difference
they're as
between a
tall.
hobgoblin and a bugbear?
Raw,
Oh.
sheer
Oh.
size.
Yeah,
That's it.
bugbears are.
Bugbears are
Bugbears are-
massive.
Were
Like-
3 inches
Yeah.
longer.
You see the bear bit?
They're like 7 to 8 feet tall and about 3 times the body weight.
Sounds good.
Yeah. They're
Okay.
they're ferocious monsters. They're not very bright, but they are playable. So I let it
Okay.
happen.
Same with goblins. It's fine.
Goblins can be a little spooky, but yeah. Things took a bizarre turn. I don't want to say it went horribly so, but this is where we saw the group sort of diverge, go their own paths. And we saw Eli hit the study/library. We saw Torvin step outside to take on some night air,
Take a
kind of cool
breather.
down. Yeah.
Take a little smoke.
Yeah. And that's when Oz, I think even Oz was like, what are you doing? Why?
Oz was like, I can't help you now. He's like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Silwith was like, cuss. Say what I want.
Fuck him, that's
Is that a
why.
badass?
Yeah, he's a badass.
That's pretty
Look at
much
this guy.
what
He gets a
is.
name and he just thinks he owns the place.
Middle name is badass.
Yeah.
Such a badass. He got locked up.
Oh, such a
it's
big
dangerous,
man
Daddy.
now, huh?
My
He's
middle
such a
name's
big
Danger
man.
or Stupid. I forget.
Stupid danger. I love it.
Stupid danger.
Okay. What did that look like? I think we found out what Eli discovered regarding the Ashen Forge.
Mhm.
What happened outside?
Yeah, what happened outside?
Me and Torvin kind of had a spat about effectively correcting the mistake I made with not the whole group, but the Splattermen were leaving, and it was kind of not really going anywhere. It was kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna handle it, but I have other shit to take care of. And Torvin's like, no, like you can't just say that. Like this is gonna be a problem at some point. We gotta get back to it. So it's kind of like we kind of locked our ground right there, and then, yeah, like it was one of those moments where we almost weren't really like we weren't really seeing eye to eye. Like we kind of both had our own agendas. But as he was leaving, he during that argument, he threw his pipe on the floor, and as he was walking away, Scylla picked it up and handed it to him and apologized.
And then
And that was it. You know,
no, that wasn't it. There's more.
Yeah, some other things happened.
Fucking sheriff showed up.
He didn't show up.
No, he was like walking by.
He was traveling away. Yeah. He was like leaving the town.
But he was like muttering some fucking secrets.
He said, "I'm coming, brother."
Yeah.
He was not quite like that.
He was like in this like auto loop system.
He was like, "I'm coming, brother. I'm coming."
I know I'm coming
fucking
for you,
creeper.
brother. I'm coming.
That's a lot more like Cobalt's. A lot less creepy, pervy kind of thing.
Yeah, Meg, you got like a real pervy, creepy thing going on tonight. I don't know what's...
It's super creepy. It was
My brother is looking for you. Like, what, are we going full Doom? Like,
it wasn't quite like that. But he was kind of stuck in like a loop. Like he was on autopilot and his body was just going.
Yeah. There was some implication
which body
that
is
there
this
was
one?
a dwerg
It's his body.
involved.
It's his body.
It's his body.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
At least nobody else is claiming it.
Issue 1 of 50. It's his body. It's his body.
It's his body.
But like his there's a lot of his body.
Yeah.
There's multiples of his body.
If you cut him in half, you can count the rings. You can find out which one he is.
Yeah. How old is?
Like that idea.
Maggie had a point. He brought up a Dwergar during that loop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did he?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that a place or a thing?
It's a thing.
It's
a race.
It's a black dwarf.
Oh, it's a
Look,
race.
I'm not Zerg. The sheriff clearly is a Zerg. He's got like 10 bodies.
They're basically underdark dwarves.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
They're dark dwarves.
Okay.
They're
The
the
bad
Underrealm dwarves.
They're it's
They
what
went
Jorfa
under.
is.
Yeah, they
I
went
wouldn't
under
say
the.
they're bad, though they lean to very selfishness.
They're
very
often
selfish.
oftentimes depicted as being an evil race, mostly because
Jorfa.
They're just misunderstood.
Yeah, I feel like it's more cultural though, and not just like straight up evil. It's like
I believe it has everything to do with the biome that they live in, because
Yeah.
everything down there is cutthroat. Everyone is trying to make a move on you
Yeah.
and use you as a
Correct.
position to get ahead. So yeah, it's
like
kind
if
of
you're
dog
gonna call
dog.
them evil, then I guess like every race down
Every
there that's
race
fighting
technically
for
is.
survival is evil, you know.
Where they don't have to worry about like they don't worry about wolves like you guys as villagers. They have to worry about
Umber Hulks.
Umber Hulks and hooked horrors and things like that. Like you're talking creatures that can't be penetrated by even guns that walk around
Fucking
and just
purple
decapitate
worms
you.
just
Yeah.
Here's
showing
the
up.
thing, though. They were originally dwarves that when they went in. Well, I don't know about how they're depicting them in this world, but they went into like the underrealm to like protect themselves, to save themselves from the crazy apocalypse that was happening above ground.
Wolves mostly.
It was not wolves. It
We
was worse
escaped
than
the
wolves.
wolves.
Like,
Damn
the
wolf
world
apocalypse.
was ending. Yeah, the wolf
It's a lot of wolves.
Yeah. It's a big problem
Right.
around here. We're just gonna go live
Rapid
under
And
surge
then-
in the wolf population.
It came out
Wolves are
hundreds
dangerous.
and thousands of years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were just different then because they hadn't had sunlight, and so their skin was like
Ashy in color or black in color.
ashy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they had to bring economy to like what Drow and Illithids and like
Mhm.
all this other
Mhm.
stuff. You have like cutthroat economy down there as well.
And they
so-
built like cool, crazy underground structures and stuff. It was
It's still
Very
dwarves
neat.
through and through, and
Yeah,
they're
but a big
master
part of the
craftsmen.
evil thing is their gods.
Yeah,
And
their gods are not
practices
great.
and such.
Yeah.
And etc.
because
Well-
they felt like the other god betrayed them. So
Pretty much. That's
wherever
that's-
they're at, like slavery's allowed pretty much. So, and it's like
Oh, encouraged.
commonplace and encouraged basically. So it's like any place where that's like a thing, it's probably going to be rough going.
not
you know?
great.
fairly rough going. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
But yeah,
I
you
think
guys have
it's fair to
encountered.
say Torvin is very anti.
You guys have encountered a Dwergar. That's Jorfa. Jorfa is just that. She's got cannons for arms, and she's an insanely talented blacksmith. In fact, when the town speaks of her, she's sort of like the reason that they still have economy. And you wouldn't have got that from the few conversations that Eli had with her, but she's a very, very capable and talented blacksmith. She just keeps to her own because she has secrets, just like literally everybody else. And she's not exactly looking to be exposed. So she'll likely stay not hidden per se. She still operates, but she really doesn't want to see Torvin. But I think more so now than ever, she's probably more prepared to see Torvin, if that happens. But back to the Sheriff Benjamin Kaler. He was stuck in a loop.
When I was getting ready to leave, I stepped on a twig and he heard it. And he asked why Tripp was out of his cell, and pretty much got the idea that he sees Silwith as I guess himself, not as the boy.
He doesn't see Peverin. He sees Tripp.
Yeah.
So
Tripp or Silwith?
Well, he only knew him as Tripp. Didn't know him as Silwith. Remember, in the ledger, he was only known as Tripp if he was written down at all. It was Tripp's cell.
But ghosty boy Tripp with weird, crazy, like, tentacle arm, or like...
Oh, you just assume that Sheriff Benjamin Kaler's like of the right mind right now, that he's not possessed or something else is happening to him.
How can we have any confidence in that when we saw his body doubles down below?
I don't think he's of sound mind when he's going, I'm coming, brother. I'm coming.
Yeah, and also that he's the 50th iteration of himself. Yeah, that's
like,
also
I
thing.
think there's no sound mind. I don't even think it's his mind.
You don't
like that makes it better. Like I mean, I guess on a scale, being the 50th of one and being the 9th is different.
He's like a cat. He's got 9 lives.
He hasn't filled an entire graveyard. Okay,
he's just like a cat. He's got 9 of himself.
It's like a third of
just
one.
9 cats. That's how that lore works, right? It's not lives. It's just
in
actual
VTM,
bodies.
You can have like a thing that gives you 9 lives.
You can have quite a few. Yeah. But the session ended with Benjamin Kaler taking flight. He essentially immediately started pursuing Silwith. What did he say? Can you remember exactly what he said?
What are you doing out of your cell, Tripp? You got to get back into your cell.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly friendly about it, at least as far as you can tell. So he took flight. He started chasing you, and that's where we ended the session. So let's rein it in.
That takes care of that problem. Next, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So
I'm just kidding.
That resolved itself.
So did we that counted as a long rest then?
Yeah, you guys would have had a long rest. That means that everybody is going to gain their Constitution score back to their health. No, you cannot overheal. You just go to full, whatever the case may be. If you have 40 health and you lost 20 and your Constitution is 20, obviously you can do the math there. Just add your Constitution score, not the bonus, the
and
score.
I get my spells back.
Do I get my prepared spell?
Sure. Well, we'll treat it as that you have full rested and prayed or met with your god in that time.
I do have it.
What if you don't have a god?
I need to tell you what it is, right?
No, you don't have to tell me anything. Like we saw what that looked like last time with you.
No, I meant my spell though.
No. Like I am.
But
prepared.
If I don't tell you my spell, I could cheat and be like, just look at the list and pick one.
You're right. I just have to trust you. That's where integrity comes in, my friend.
You monster.
This is why Oz is a spellcaster. And loose with the truth.
No, I only get the spells that I have access to.
Well, I'm taking
well, let's be fair.
Spell.
You only get the spells that Wild Magic gives you.
True.
Yeah.
I think I've casted 2 spells successfully that were like my normal spells.
Out of like 10. Yeah.
And one of them got removed for 2 weeks, and it hasn't been 2 weeks in game yet.
No.
And one of them led to betrayal.
What?
Yeah, you accidentally opened up the portal, right?
Yeah, I don't want to choose a spell.
I didn't do the betrayal part.
No, I did not say that, and I did not mean to put that on you. I'm just saying.
I wasn't like, here, Tripp, here's a portal for you to take.
You're right. No, I'm not. Listen, if you felt blamed, I am so sorry.
No,
I did not mean to. I just knew that.
But by proxy, yes, I am to blame.
Okay. All right. Listen, it's fine. Just,
Well,
Just saying, this is actually chat's fault, is what I'm trying
always.
to say.
It's always chat's fault.
Yeah.
Well, my friend.
Chat didn't get that.
I
I
don't
was
blame
coming
you,
for
chat.
them.
I love
was,
you.
I was,
So
give
do we
me all
roll
of his
perception?
No. He wandered a bit of the way out from the house. If you wanted a perception, you'd have to be outside, and even then, you'd be at disadvantage due to the fact that it's dark and you're a human. So he's gonna have to alert everyone.
I'm eating food, so
I'm unconscious.
Yes.
I'm like,
Okay.
Torvin has gone back inside, and Temerity was also eating. So you'll be treated as fed. You are not fatigued or exhausted, short of any sort of mental fatigue. Nothing to that degree.
Is that Wawa? Oh, she can't. She's not. It looked like Wawa.
I've never had Wawa.
no, it's chicken. It's epic wings.
Oh.
You know, just don't let Pecker see. I always
Pecker,
eat
look
chicken.
away.
I always eat chicken.
All right, Brendo. Setting the scene for you. He looks to you. Says, Tripp, what are you doing out of your cell? And he immediately starts taking steps in your direction. The levity is nowhere to be seen or felt in this situation. With each footfall, you feel his presence sort of grow, and it's almost enumerating around you. You have finally gained your name. You are not prepared to go back. You do not want it. And he doesn't see you as Peverin. He sees you as Tripp. What do you do?
He's not like he's not like full on sprint chasing me, right?
Well, you're not running yet.
That's what I mean.
Coming
Though,
for you.
But he's not like running at me.
No, he's not running. But he's not like lazy Sunday walking either. He's moving with purpose. To you, well, to him,
Up
you're a
engaged,
prisoner.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would take this back and tell him that I'm not the person that he thinks I am.
Okay, well, I'm him, so let's roleplay,
okay.
dog. Let's go.
Sorry, my roll 20 closed out.
The reveal. I'm him.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
I'm iteration number 9.
Okay, here we go.
I knew it all along.
My name isn't Tripp, it's Silwith. And we're not in Harrowstone. Look around you.
Give me diplomacy.
Oh, aren't you like a noble son? Maybe you're not that bad.
My dad is an accountant, assassin's accountant. All right, you can't talk to me like this.
Is he an accountant or an accountant?
Do you know who my dad is?
I could tell he really cares about you.
Yeah. Hold on. I have to open up another roll 20 for my. You said diplomacy?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much for taking this hit for the family. You're doing time. So you can stay out. You'll be well rewarded at the end of this.
I'll do a luck reroll on that.
Okay, sure. You've got 3 of them.
There we go.
He continues to take steps in your direction. He's not immediately like hastening his pace, but he kind of like briefly looks around. It's just like that causery glance right to the left, but his eyes never quite leave you. What are you doing out of your cell? He's still moving.
What are you talking about? Look around you. You're not even in the prison yourself. I'm not a prisoner from there.
If you're not Tripp, then why are you responding as Tripp? He's
Because
paused.
I know who you are.
Of course you do. I've been the one bringing you food when they've told me not to.
And all this time you never asked yourself why.
It takes a moment. See the brow kind of furrow.
He points over to the prison. Look at it. It's not even the same place. Not the same place that it used to be anyway.
Look, Tripp, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers. I've just got to get through this. I don't even know how long I'm going to be here.
Then let me help you. Whatever's going on with you, it's not right. You're not making any sense.
Look, if you're found outside of your cell, I'm going to get into trouble.
There's no one in the prison anymore. It's gone.
We're stuck there. We're stuck forever. Well, you're stuck forever. I'm gone as soon as I'm allowed. Look, you've never given me any problems before, so why start now?
Because that was 50 years ago, my friend.
Give me new diplomacy. What do you mean 50 years ago? Not that much time has passed. You just came in 2 weeks back.
Focus on me.
He glances down at his hands.
And he actually...
Nothing's changed. Now don't make me chase you down.
Further. He like tries to like he stops and he like points to like Everin. Look at me.
I can see you.
Then say it out loud. What do you see?
I see a prisoner out of his cell.
Describe what I look like. In detail.
You're a man? Not entirely human. You can tell by your features. Got longer, thin hair. And you're wearing prisoner garb. And you look guilty.
He puts his hand on the floor, and he grabs dirt. He like holds it. Do you see what my hand is doing?
I can see you reaching down and patting the stone.
And then he walks over and he tells him, "Open your hand, then. If you see stone, open your hand."
He goes to open his hand.
And I put the clod of dirt in it.
And before you can drop the clod of dirt in it, I need to know your CMD.
For this one, 21.
That's really high, actually. Ooh, I'm gonna reroll.
Ooh.
Wow! I'm gonna use my second
Oh,
luck reroll.
shit.
The
Oh,
roll of-
shit.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
I'm gonna save that last one. He attempts to throw his arm around your neck. You can see he brings his arm up as he tries to pull you up into like a choke.
So where's this happening?
This is outside. This is about 45, 50 feet away.
So there's no... Are there voices raised? Is there a window? Is there any chance, like even with a crit, that this can be noticed from where I'm eating?
They don't sound like they're raising their voices yet.
No,
I don't think they are, but
from where you're currently at, it would be very. You're talking like. I mean, you can try. You can give me perception, but you're talking like an absolutely insane number, which has happened before.
It's Temerity.
yeah, no.
13's not going to cut it this
Sometimes
time.
she hears like
This soup's real good.
Evading the swipe. Silhouette size. I'm not sure what's going on with you, friend. I really don't, but I need to break you out of whatever loop you're caught in. And maybe you might need to be put to rest just like I am. And he throws the dirt into his face.
He reaches to his side and he draws a short sword. Don't make me use this.
Yeah, I'm throwing the dirt to his face to blind him.
Okay, then that's going to be a cold shot. So it's going to be a d20 plus your base attack bonus, plus your dexterity modifier. It's his eyes, so it comes at a -8.
Okay. So -2 then for this. 15.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you as he is not expecting you to throw dirt into his face.
Okay.
You huck this dirt up, and as he's drawing his short sword, it releases and it smacks him, like peppers him right in the eye. So he brings his hand up and immediately starts trying to rub his eyes. Brings the short sword up in front of him. Don't
stealth out and get away.
Don't do this. Don't regret this trip. Perceptions from Torvin, from Eli, from Temerity, and from Oz.
What about Pecker?
Go.
Sure, you can roll for Pecker.
Oh well.
I'm gonna
God.
I'm gonna re-stealth on that.
I was gonna say I noticed the
take that, 20.
wind blowing outside from a mile away, but I think Torvin hears the dust in the wind.
29. That's what I was saying. Sometimes people roll crazy.
Yeah, Rye's gonna go ahead and roll perception.
What's that, Lassie?
You okay if I do the stealth roll?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
Pecker
Sure.
just crit too.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
I'm glad I got that out of the way.
So 22 on the stealth.
Sure. So, Torvin, you are walking back to the study, to the kitchen area to kind of mind your business. You've just had yourself, like, you were jarred by this conversation. Not quite unhinged, but there was that olive branch that was brought your way when he handed you back that pipe. And something keeps just egging away at you. Silence runs through the house aside from the crackling fire, the sound of pages turning, the sound of cutlery hitting a wooden bowl. It's that tap. As Temerity continues to eat the soup and pull chunks of bread and get her fill. You hear a yell from outside. It's a deep yell. It's that of a man. It's not at all like Peverin. It's not at all like Tripp. It's not Silwith.
So I don't recognize the yell.
You don't.
Okay.
The others, Oz, Temerity, Eli, you will not hear this. It's at the DC at 24. So Pecker does. Pecker does hear this. You note that his head sort of cocks up and looks in the direction outside. Head leans around the corner. It's that jarry, shaking motion.
Oz kind of like leans down and is like, "What you looking at over there?" And we'll kind of peek on.
Yeah, I say out loud, "Oh, what now?" Start to walk outside.
Sure.
What is Rye here?
With a bit of movement.
Rye hears the sweet, sweet sounds of rejuvenation.
Okay, good. I just want to stay in character.
Okay, you got it. When you step outside, when your feet rasp the deck, you can see at this point that Tripp, you are moving back to the house, or have you gone full stealth?
I went full stealth. So the moment he got blinded, I like banked off to the left. I would say like the left, and then started making my way like in an arcing motion back towards the house.
Sure.
So like if there's coverage in that section,
There's not.
I would have taken that.
There's not really. It's a birthing of homes before it hits a bridge, and you met him basically just before the bridge. So when you step outside and you glance in the direction where you believe that you've heard it, you can see that Peverin, Tripp, has crept his body down low enough, and he's making this arc in the grass. And when you kind of follow back where it was, you see a man. It's the blackened duster. His arms up over his eyes. He's got a short sword, and he's saying, "You don't want to do this." You recognize it as the sheriff.
I can still see people chatting and eating.
Well, at this point, Pecker has rounded the corner with Oz. It's likely that Temerity... There's very even a good chance that I would say that that Eli has overheard what now.
I say fairly.
I was in the study, right?
Yeah.
Fairly loudly, but hushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, it's the sheriff.
Oz, you will hear that. How would Oz respond? You just remain quiet, or...
Temerity's in the room with me.
Yeah, like 5 feet away.
Oz will like immediately turn, and like Pecker will kind of like walk towards where Torvin is, and then Oz will be like, "Temerity, the sheriff's out there."
when I hear the initial scuffle, I'll definitely like perk to attention. But when Oz says it's the sheriff, she will rise and that chair slides back, standing motion, and head towards the door.
Sure.
Oz will wait for her to pass and then waddle following behind her.
How about Eli? Is Eli maintaining his position, or are you?
No, I'm coming.
Okay, placing the book down.
I am jogging.
Oh, sure. You and Temerity will meet at about the same pace, and you're both on your way outside. Tripp, you have moved up specifically to Torvin at this point. He is standing on the deck. You can see his mouth muttering words, but your focus is still on the sounds behind you as the man has taken steps. You hear the as he swings the short sword, wildly trying to either defend himself or strike you.
Yeah. Making my way towards Torvin. Once I get to him, I'm assuming he's had an eye on me. Given his perception, he probably sees where I'm at already.
Yeah.
I would pop out. 9 hells. Something. Well. Apologies for that, but something's wrong with him. He's caught in a loop. I know it doesn't make sense, but he thinks right now that we're in Harrowstone, me and him. I don't know what's happening.
Temerity, Eli, you both arrive more or less at the mouth of the building. And this is when you hear that he's stuck in a loop. He thinks we're in Harrowstone.
Has he taken his attention towards us in the house now? Or?
No, he hasn't even noticed.
Okay.
He's still not quite hollering, but he's raised his voice enough so that it draws attention. Even for Eli, this is difficult to see, but you can sense the direction that he's coming from just due to the depth of his voice, the area that it's coming from.
Gut inside. You decide.
Tripp goes in. Immediately knowing that it's a 2-story house, he's going to go up the stairs and he's going to climb the actual, was it the rafters? Is that what it's called? Like the support beams of the house?
Sure.
And he's going to use that
your
shadow.
busted arms?
Yeah, you're gonna be in a way.
Oh, that's right. I need to find a place that's not childlike. If anything, if there's a gap between the actual door, the actual front door, when it opens, he would hide in that spot because it's the most immediate hiding spot. But he also would feel like it's not something that someone would just immediately check. Surely someone wouldn't.
Sure, of course.
You know what I mean? It's so obvious.
Then give me a stealth.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth.
Yeah.
Pervin tucks his way inside of the house. He immediately moves to just behind the door, and you're certain that he's there, but without a second glance, you're not entirely sure. But you watch on. Tripp! You don't have to do this!
I keep my dagger, or the silver war razor, close to my chest.
Tripp's not here, Sheriff. Is there something we can help you with?
Sheriff. No, I'm a guard. I'm not the sheriff. The sheriff's in town. Are you a new hire? He's at this point he's kind of dropped to the ground and he's got the short sword very close to his body, but he's rubbing his eyes with his wrists. Oh God, I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
What does his badge say? Does it say sheriff or does it say? What does it say?
He's wearing the 10 star of Sheriff Kaler.
Okay, I'll point. What would you call that then?
Blinded right now.
No,
he kind of looks up still, and you see his eyes are squinted. Now this is again difficult for Eli. It's dark, but two of you have dark vision. You can see in the spectrum. You can see the lack thereof color of him, and he's looking. His eyes are squinting, and he's like, I can't see anything. I need to wash this from my eyes. Can you go find my
Okay,
brother, please? Go find. I don't care about the trouble. We can't have a prisoner loose.
Is there a water trough outside?
Sure. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I'll bring over a handful of water.
What's your brother's name? Where can we find your brother at?
He's upstairs. Still like rubbing. He's upstairs. It's the sheriff. It's the warden. It's Warden Hawkrin. Oh God! And you kind of like do you flush his eyes out? Do you how do you do this? Do you give him like a water skin?
Yeah, no, I've just a little bit of water. Just giving him some water over my hands. That's all.
As he feels that wetness, he throws his head back so you can kind of splash into his eyes, and he's rubbing it. And like you can visibly see matter coming out of his eyes with every rub. His eyes are puffy and swollen, and he's still like, "Oh, you're that dwarf. You're the new hire. Oh, get the warden. Get the warden."
He's been called. What's wrong? You said there's a prisoner loose.
Tripp got loose somehow, and I was just gonna take him back to his cell. I don't want anybody getting into any trouble.
No. He's not going anywhere.
Why?
He's not getting out of the prison. We'll go get him. It's okay. Good job.
Can you help me out, please? And I don't. He's kind of like feeling around, and he's just misplaced the short sword as he's trying to reach for it.
I gently lead him away from it.
Sure.
You've done a good job. We've got our best men on it.
Where's my sword?
I'm looking over at Eli and Temerity.
Gives you a shake and a nudge.
I'll look in that direction, like.
At him.
What
do we do with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm picking up what you're putting down. Can we get you inside? Are you? I feel like you're not okay. I feel as if we probably. I mean, Tripp. Whatever. Stay maybe away from him. This doesn't look. But I think you need some attention. Come inside.
He glances in your direction. He's like, "Are you? I knew we'd hired a woman, but I was told that you were a dwarf too. Why, you're very tall for a dwarf."
What's your name, by the way?
Benjen. It says on it's Benjen Kaler. Have you not been formally trained?
Oh, are you the one that the other guards always talk about? Saying you get special treatment from the warden?
You kind of see like he puffs up his chest a little bit. He's like, "I don't get special treatment. Just because he's my brother doesn't make him less of a hard ass on anybody else."
Oh, that's just what I heard. I'm new here.
Just help me inside. And you seem like you've got it under control. As long as please tell me, is he back in his cell?
Just everything's fine. You should just come with us.
All right, thank you. And please, someone grab my sword. I don't want to get into any more trouble.
I'll scoop it up behind him. Sure. Like, we don't want him having a sword right now.
Yeah.
Continuing to guide him.
Where do you lead him?
I have no idea. I've just got this warden the sheriff guy, and I'm like, well, he's not killing people for a change, and we're not dying. That's amazing. Look, what are we doing?
I don't know. Oz is gonna like look at him, like be examining him while they're like walking him into the room. Is there anything odd about him?
They're not. I need to know where you guys are actually moving him, because I don't want to assume that you're just bringing him into the house.
Oh, I thought that's what they're doing.
I would like to bring him into the house because Kendra's there and she saw him die.
Yeah, I thought are we not going in the house? I can
confront her.
Well, right now he's being led, just particularly by Torvin.
Into the front. Can we go to the front room?
Sure, that's fine. It's not a very large place. It's just enough that it could house like 4 people. So you lead him in. Can I get a perception, please, from Rye? That is not. It's not good enough. You can roll again if you'd like to.
Yeah, let me re-roll that.
Sure.
Ooh.
Kick him down.
And that's enough. That's enough. While you're sleeping, you have a -10, and you needed to break 10 in order to be awakened. And just that occurs. You overhear the two women speaking. It's Jaminda and Kendra. Well, why are they bringing the sheriff in? I don't know, Jaminda. I'm not sure why. What purpose does he serve here? What? She's like leaning out of the room. As you kind of open your eyes, you can see her. Kendra is basically right there. She's on the forefront of her legs, and she's treating your skin. You can feel your armor's been pulled off of you. You're no longer wearing your tunic, but your skin is burning. It's on fire as they anoint you multiple times. They're like, she's dabbling your face with this cream, and it's burning like menthol. It's got this almost like aloe-like feel, but it's a very bright smell. It hurts your eyes, and it does not feel good whatsoever.
So am I in pain like pretty much everywhere right now?
No, it's where you saw your most recent burns. So it's over your shoulder, your neck, the side of your face, the top of your head, your arm, and your hand. This was from the town hall, when the town hall was collapsing.
Yeah. I just keep listening.
Sure. They're bringing him in. They're bringing him in the den. What? He seems to be rubbing his eyes, though. Well, they'll find out. I'll stay here with him. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but this certainly can't feel good. I'm surprised he's not jarred awake by this point. Go on. And you see Jorvik kind of like hop, not quite out of fear, but she moves a little quickly as she moves down the hallway. You can hear her footfall as she relieves herself onto another room.
I try to sit up.
As you try to sit up, she responds in kind, like her head turns back to you, realizing that you're beginning to move. Are your eyes open?
Yeah.
Okay. With your eyes open, she sees that. She's no, don't move. You need to rest. You need to rest.
How serious does she look?
As a heart attack.
Okay, I lay back down.
You're sick. You're very sick. And you don't know it because you've not ever known, from what I can tell by the wounds on your body, you've not ever known a time when you've not been injured.
Where are the rest of them?
They're a room over, and from what I've just been told, they're seeing to the sheriff for some reason.
They're awake?
Everyone seems to be awake, yes. You're the last.
I look disappointed at that.
Why? Why are you... You seem frustrated?
No, thank you. Just thought maybe I wouldn't be the last one to wake up.
You didn't really have a choice. You were stirring multiple times, and I helped keep you down. I used an unguent to help assist in your relaxation.
Is this disease something from that creature that escaped the well?
No, not as far as I can tell. I know nothing of a well creature. This is from burns. You've been horrifically burned.
Starting to kind of wake up a little bit more and realize maybe I'm saying a lot and I don't know what's going on. I look over at my arm. What do I see, like, on my arm? And like,
well, you have a salve that seems to have been spread across your body, and where your arm is not covered, you can see it's this like speckled white liquid, almost like someone like poured pepper over the top of this almost like creamy white liquid. But you can see that there are many bandages next to a side table where they've laid down clean linen, and it's just soaked and saturated in this yellow pus-like fluid. It's a stack probably about a foot high, and she says, "This is what your body is doing. It's attempting to heal, but you've not given it time."
just hand me a heal potion.
It's not like that. Do you think that this makes you better?
Rye takes a deep breath, like almost a frustration, and kind of like stops himself. Thank you for taking care of me.
Do you have other salves, unguents, potions, things that I may be able to rifle through, something that I might be able to find to help?
Oh, I don't even know. Let me see here. I think I'm out of like all the potions I had down there. I think I gave them away or used. Actually, that's not true. I still have quite a few potions. I mean, oh wait. I do have a remove sickness / poison potion.
Do you?
I'm sure Rye would offer that up, even though it's not probably applicable to the situation.
This would probably help quite a lot.
Oh, would it?
Yeah, this would probably help quite a lot.
I have some here's and there's traveling things we found. Some of it was, well, we know what it does. Some of it we don't. But there is one in there. Supposed to.
Do you know if you have a potion of rejuvenation?
I don't know. There's a green one.
Do the others? Do you know if they have a potion of rejuvenation?
Don't know. Some of them are sort of whitish.
How many potions have you consumed?
Oh, several since yesterday.
Several.
Yeah. One is a bit different, though. Said remove sickness, poison, stuff like that. Maybe that might help. Just in my bag over there.
Just lie still.
Sure.
She stands and she starts rifling through the bag, and she comes across what appears to be what you've discussed. And she looks to you for a moment, and then she says, "One moment," and she steps away. She seems to step in the direction of the den before everybody can begin. No matter what your situation, no matter what you're saying to Benjen, she breaks that conversation immediately. I need a potion of rejuvenation. Rye has a potion of sickness removal. I need a potion of rejuvenation. He's awake. And the salve will not last forever. If anyone has a potion of rejuvenation.
I don't have one, Oz says. And he'll take out some some potions, but he doesn't have that. He has a cure moderate, a spider climbing potion.
Yeah,
That's all he's got.
I've got a green one.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh yeah, you have a green potion and an invis potion. Or no, that's Tripp. Torvin has a green potion, a moderate healing potion, a cure sickness / poison.
Does anyone have a potion of restoration?
I don't think so.
I don't have any potions.
Okay. Do you guys have potions that were unidentified?
Yes, I have one green healing.
We have a couple different green potions that were not. We don't know what those were.
Oh.
I think we had a dark green.
I just remembered. You guys don't have them anymore because you used them on Rye when he was attacked by the centipede with a poison. Because you had the dex damage. Remember, you had the stat damage, and you had to remove it quickly. That was back in like session, like, I don't know, 5, 6.
Forever ago.
Yeah.
Centipedes were a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, that's what it was.
That's where we got the planchette and stuff.
Cool. Then you guys are gonna have to come up with a potion of lesser restoration. There are some places you can get them, even in town, but you're gonna have to go to the right place. And she tells you that. I can stave the sickness. I can continue treating his skin, but he needs a potion of lesser restoration.
Well, do you know how to make one?
No, I'm not the case. You need clergy.
Well, where do we
I
find
look
clergy
towards
around
Temerity.
here?
Did someone say clergy?
Yeah, Oz says that looking at you.
Someone say orgy.
Well, I mean that too. I'm not going to say no, but whatever.
Yes, we are in need for Rye, a potion of restoration. We have a remove sickness, and this will aid in his recovery, but if you wish for him to be of any use whatsoever for the immediate future, you will find a way.
Wait, he's awake.
Yes.
I don't have that, but I do. I mean, he's not dead. Yeah, no, he's out of luck. I don't have it. I can probably go to the church, though, and get one.
Good luck. The church is in disarray since Father Grimborough's death.
Well, I'm gonna go try anyway, though. That sounds fun.
Fine.
Well, hold on. How long of it is it? Like next door? Is it like a mile and a half down the road? Like, are we talking like
the
a
town's not
quick
very
trip?
large. You're looking at like maybe 40 homes and like combined businesses max in this entire town. It's a very, very
Okay.
small hamlet.
So this could be like 5 minutes there, 10 minutes rifling, 5
Yeah.
minutes back.
Yep.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Did you want to stop in and see Rye at all? Or did you want to maintain this conversation? She says that she can maintain his health for the time being, but if you want him to be at the ready, he needs this potion.
Where are you going?
I'll go look.
Where's Temerity looking?
I'm going to the Temple of Pharasma.
Okay. Oz will be like, well, what if the temple doesn't have any? Where else might we find a potion?
I'll look at Jamenda. If anyone's
it,
gonna
Oz.
know, she's gonna know. And
That's
I'll-
what I was asking.
Oh, you're asking Jamenda. Okay, then I'll just leave.
I'm sorry. I have many abilities, but I am not communed with a god. I'm not granted that divine power. I can make poisons.
Yeah, what's Temerity?
You
by the
don't
way.
know anyone else who might sell potions?
You could try the general store.
All right. I'll go check out the general store, unless y'all need me here.
He finally chimes in.
Oh no.
What is going on? Who are all these voices? I don't recognize any of them. Kendra doesn't actually look to Benjen at all. Her eyes maintain yours, Temerity. Did everyone leave? His eyes puffy and red.
Take a seat, lad. Take a seat. We'll see to your eyes.
I'm sneaking out with Temerity, so the moment she leaves, I'm gonna follow her.
Okay.
All right, I'll just.
Oz, were you going with them?
Store, then. I was gonna go to the general store, but
The general store is right off the city circle, and the Church of Pharasma is similarly there. It's not going to take you guys but a moment to walk in that direction. Probably 5-10 minutes stroll.
I think Temerity's going to the temple.
Okay.
Something wrong with him, Kendra. Do you know what's going on?
Kendra. Who's Kendra? Why do I know that name?
Look at Kendra.
She walks away. She doesn't even acknowledge him in the room. You can tell it was very odd. Very, very odd of the sword.
Can you watch this one, Torvin? He nods towards the sheriff.
Aye,
No.
sure.
I was just gonna go chase her down and see what that was about, but if you think I should stay here with you to help with his eyes.
Aye.
Could someone please bring me more water, something to clear my eyes?
Thank you. Please, doctor, could you attend his eyes?
Sure, I'll go grab a washcloth from the kitchen. Just give me a moment. And he'll go follow Kendra.
Sure. When you turn to exit the room, you can see Kendra has stopped in the hall, and she's placed her back against the wall. And her eyes are closed. You can see that she's like, her lips are pursed very, very tightly, and she has her hands up as she's still kind of holding on to what looks to be one of these, not quite bloodied, but like pus-covered rags, these linen. You hear an exasperated sigh before she takes a step forward, turns, and starts moving back to the library where Rye is being treated.
I'll go that way.
Okay. Do you
I'll
stop her?
follow. I want to make sure we're out of earshot of the sheriff
Sure.
before I stop her or try to get her attention.
Sure. Rye.
I don't even mind if we go in the room with Rye. That's fine.
Where
too.
you're laying, she seems to round the corner. She looks a bit flustered, but she steps immediately to, and her attention is drawn to you. And not but a moment behind her, you hear the footfall of Eli. He rounds the corner, and you can see him. You meet eye to eye. You're laying down on the study couch, and Eli, you step into the room. He's awake.
Well, Rye, how are you doing? I heard you were still out.
I see Eli and give him a bit of a smile, and I say, "It's gonna take more than that to put me down. You're a real stubborn son of a bitch, huh?"
Yeah, well, thanks for having my back.
Yeah, it's no problem. I was happy to attack that creature. I think you made the right choice. It's only going to be problems for us later. I feel like the pain.
Lie still.
They're going right now to try to get you some treatment, but Miss Kendra, I think we need to have a discussion.
Then discuss. I'm preoccupied, but please, ask away.
Well, when I asked you the question back there, you simply ignored me and walked away. Now, we just got back from Harrowstone, and we have uncovered some very unsettling details, and we have reason to believe that you may know something about the sheriff that you haven't told us.
What could I say that you would believe anyway?
I'd believe
Everything
a lot
right
right
now.
She turns with a look of disgust on her face. Would you believe me if I said as a child I watched him murdered?
Yeah,
That
I
was actually what we had suspected. But the details of the circumstances weren't clear.
She turns back, and she looks to you, Rye, as she's continuing to dab at your neck and shoulder. When I was a kid, I snuck out to play with a friend. Before my mother passed away. We were told never to go to Harrowstone, but we played outside. There used to be a brook there before it dried up. And I remember glancing over the wall and seeing Sheriff Kaler looking at the prison before the vestige, before he would enter. And I watched something fall. Stone, masonry, a gargoyle, I do not know. But I heard it strike him, and I watched his blood flow across the steps before it rolled to Harrowstone's courtyard. I called to him for more than a half an hour before my friend was afraid that something might happen to us, and we were drawn away. I snuck back the next day, and he was gone. And 3 days later, he continued to walk through the town as if nothing had happened. And he seemed to age. But after a while, it's like he got young again.
Death seems might bit familiar, don't you think?
Impermanent? I'm suggesting that it might have some similarities to that of my father's.
Rye nods.
Crossed my mind. But when I saw him walking,
How many
I
times has it looked like he's grown younger over the years?
I don't know. I've spent the last half a dozen years away at the university. But he treats
Did you
me...
tell anyone?
No one would believe me or my friend. And her family moved away. I thought she was crazy. And...
You never saw anyone else come or go from the prison?
No. We never saw anyone that day. And I watched. I watched from the top. As far as I could. My eyes focused. Not a soul was there.
Can I have sense motive to try to see if that's all accurate?
Sure, go ahead.
Real quick,
What's
just some schematic stuff. When we went to Harrowstone, how many of these gargoyle statues were around? Did they like litter the top of this thing, or were there a few? Like what? Now that we've been there,
I mean,
how does that map?
There's a lot of the natural like masonry and the visual sort of like effects that they applied to this place, the Gothic style, that had fallen apart. Weather and time decayed this place, and it doesn't seem very slow either. It's taken to a lot of degradation, and there may have been a couple, but you could see that there were quite a few smashed. You didn't see anything like blood, however. And Eli, to answer your question, she has never seemed more earnest.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just trying to like, if there was like a gargoyle, every 4 feet at the top, of this thing. Okay, maybe coincidence, but I don't know. I'm just trying to put it together. If how many people can die from gargoyles falling on them, or how often did that really happen?
What did you study at the academy exactly?
I spent 6 years in general studies with my own minor focuses on history. Why? Why does this matter now?
What do you think about Benjamin now?
He seems to do a lot of good for this town. I don't claim to understand just how or why he still roams.
Do you have any theories?
Not a clue. Nobody will believe me if I were to tell them that a man that I'd grown up watching was murdered and then 3 days later continued to walk.
Well, nobody has to believe you for your own thoughts. What do you think happened?
I think I know what I saw, and there was no wind on that day. There were no figures perched on the eaves. But I'm certain that I heard the crack, and the masonry or gargoyle, whatever it might be, had fallen. It wasn't by coincidence. So I've never gone back.
You're not understanding, girl. I'm not accusing you. I'm asking you why you think he's still up and about.
And I don't know. There was nothing in my line or field of study that can explain just this.
Not even necromancy.
It's easy to point the blame at necromancy for quite literally anything unexplainable.
I understand it can be a bit of a boogeyman, but being from Nadal, I've
heard the horrors.
I've watched the dead walk.
I've heard the horrors. No, this is not like that. He speaks, and it doesn't seem to be some pre-written dialogue. He's still himself, even if I choose to ignore him as if he doesn't exist and he's not there. I recognize the mannerisms. I understand that at least he believes he is Benjamin Kaler, even if he is not.
And what about now, where he thinks he's a guard in the prison? Has he ever acted in that sort of way before?
No, not as far as I can recall.
He seems to think he's a guard in the prison, and when we went down there, just to put your mind at ease, we found an old body with guard Kaler on the badge instead of sheriff.
You think that puts my mind at ease? That's something I feared. It made me crazy my entire life. Suddenly is true.
Well, at
Wait.
least you know you're not crazy.
Eli, you spoke to Benjamin?
He's in the
He's-
foyer with Torvin. I need to get back there soon. I told him I'd bring a wet cloth. He had dirt thrown in his eyes, and he thinks he's in the prison. He's muttering about Tripp having escaped his cell and needing to get back in, and new guards, and his brother, the warden.
Rai looks over to Kendra. You never thought to tell your father this? Not even him?
When I was a child, my father was never here. He didn't retire from the university until I went. He may be my father, but he was never a parent. He was never around. I simply
So you're
lived in
looking
the
for a
history of
daddy?
him.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I couldn't help it.
I know. I get those impulses to do shit like that. I constantly have to reel myself in. Well, I look over at Eli and I look back at Kendra. We found Benjamin in the prison. We found several Benjamins
I wasn't
in the
gonna say
prison.
that.
I'm telling her.
Doesn't change the fact that I still don't understand it.
I thought you might take comfort knowing you're not. Well,
Insane?
I wasn't gonna.
No, I think that no one is escaping this without at least being a little insane. Harrowstone has been bleeding for a long time. I felt it, and none others believed or bought it. But I think once you stay here so long, you're stuck. You're anchored here. And I'm tired of hurting.
I know that feeling. I look over back at my arm and I lay back down.
I'm gonna grab some gauze or cloth or whatever that they're using for the bandages that doesn't have the menthol stuff on it.
Sure.
And then I'll if there's any like a bowl of water,
Yeah.
I'll wet it, and then just to avoid suspicion or causing the sheriff to get more angsty, I'll tell them I'm gonna return to the foyer before the sheriff becomes more of a problem than he already is. Try to keep him calm.
She
I've gone too long.
She leans over as you're kind of like dipping this gauze in, and she gives you looks like a powdery substance. It's like this yellowed powdery substance. If he becomes deranged, drip this in his water and make him drink it.
I'll do what I can. I'll grab a cup of water with the bandage just to have with me, and I'll tuck the powder in my pocket.
Got it. Torvin, you have a few minutes here with
Oh God.
Sheriff Benjamin Kaler. His leg is bobbing at this point out of frustration. It's like he's trying to relieve energy. You know, when you have that nervous energy about you and you kind of like pull at your beard and you shake your knees and stuff like that's what he's doing right now. He's waiting and he still keeps rubbing his eyes. It's just making it worse.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. Stop it! It's starting to bleed a little on the side. Did you get some? It looks like a stone. Put your hands down.
I can't help it. It's irritated.
I just keep breathing slow. Let's just let the moment. Look at the doctor will be here in a moment. He'll have water, and he'll be able to fix the eye. He'll be able to clean.
I've been down here so long. I grew up in a city, right? I've known a lot of people and met a lot of different types of people, but I always heard.
Ooh.
I'd always heard about you know, the Dark Dwarves. Are they? They say a lot of bad things about them. And, you know, you're a dwarf, right? What are they like? And she's been here for about a week or so, I think. And I mean, I don't know. She's probably been here longer. They just keep me down here. I don't know why Levar keeps me down here. I hate it down here.
Maybe they just try to keep you down because you're so good at your job.
He kind of chuffs.
Look, you'd be amazed. If you've got any sort of skill, somebody will use you for it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Tripp is back, right? He's definitely back in his cell.
Ah, yeah.
All right, I'll wait.
It'll be fine.
Tripp, what are you doing?
I snuck out when Temerity left, so I followed her to the church.
Sure. So Temerity and Tripp, Oz in tow. Oz going to the general store. It's late, guys. It's very, very late in the town. You already know, like, the moon is out. It's casting just a little bit of a glare here so that you can see, but nothing quite screams out at terror, right? Nothing here is bad. It's like a calm. It's your first calm before the storm, and as much as a calm can be. But it's nighttime. The three of you are moving together. Do you have anything to say to each other?
I guess as we kind of get past the house, I would kind of make myself a little more known to Temerity and Oz. Oh, hey guys.
Oh my. Well, were you hiding in the bushes?
No, I was actually walking directly behind you.
I'm not
following your foot patterns the entire time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop. I'm going straight for the temple. Like, I'll wave at him and just be like, bye.
No, I'm like, I'm still following you though.
Oh, you're following me.
stayed in
Okay.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were just popping out of the bushes to say hi.
No. Like,
You need to
I
make
was
sure.
actually like following direct.
You should probably stay back at Kendra's. You need to make sure Peverin's all right.
I can't stay there with the sheriff acting like that. That it didn't make sense what was happening.
Right, fair
So
enough.
I guess it didn't really make sense to approach him either, but I guess knowing what I know now, I don't know. Thought I could help him.
At this point, neither of you are that far away from the city circle. The general store can be very, very clearly seen as closed. There are no open signs, there are no lights, the sconces are not lit, nothing of the sort. It's a very closed situation. And when you round that corner, you can see that the same thing has happened with the Church of Pharasma. The doors are closed. The sconces are not lit. You can't even smell the smoke from when they've been smoted. It's been hours since they've been closed. You have no idea if anyone's going to respond.
I'll head over to the general store now, but you should stay close to Temerity then.
You move to the general store,
Yeah.
you and Pecker in tow.
Does it look like there's like someone living in or beside the general store? Is it like its own shop by its own?
It's a standalone shop, which is kind of uncommon for this place. Most of these buildings double as houses, but not in this case. You can't see like a partition or a wall that would mark off like what would be a bedroom. This is just a standalone general store.
Oz will knock, but if no one answers, then he's gonna probably make his way in, take potion, but he'll leave like money behind in place of the.
Okay.
The group should always remember that houses are just large chests, okay?
Yeah.
All you need to remember.
Wait, that's a way to look at it for sure.
Yeah.
Random loot.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how
There's
how
intricate
you
chests.
intend to get in to the general store.
He's first gonna look to see if there's like any like alarm system that looks like it's set up at all.
Sure, give me a perception.
This home is protected by ADT.
16.
No, nothing as far as you can tell. It does not appear to be alarmed. Nothing that even appears that way, as far as you can tell.
All right. It's gonna, I guess, try to lockpick or something. Whatever is best for.
I mean, you're a master lockpick. We've proven this.
Do you
It's true.
have
It's true.
do you have a lockpicking kit?
We do have fancy lockpicking tools that I have.
You have them, or Tripp has them?
I had them last, but
Yeah. Oz had him last.
yeah.
Okay, so then
So I opened the chest with them.
you're definitely going to record that on your character sheet then, and if you would like to remove those, that would be very helpful. You do recall that you have access to these tools. You collected them. Tripp didn't say anything to you. Not that it really matters. It's not his to begin with.
Well, he was busy
Go on,
Doing
say
things
it,
correct.
Maggie. Say it.
giving somebody else a book.
Truth in that. So, what would you like to do here? Are you... This could look really bad if anyone were to walk by. You know, a hobgoblin with a giant chicken on his waist breaking into the general store. This doesn't sound good.
Paints a picture.
Fine. Oz will just tell the truth. Yeah, he's gonna lockpick it.
Sure, go for it. Let's see what you get. Give me a
What do
disabled
you want me
device.
to- Disable device. Does the masterwork give me anything?
+2.
Okay. So miscellaneous +2.
Timmy fell down the well. I have to break in here to get some
Anyway.
rope.
Mm.
With some
Oz
ease.
is once again breaking the law for you, Rye.
You do in
Oz
fact.
really breaks the law for Oz. Okay.
You do in fact succeed. You're able to successfully dismantle the locking system. You hear a deep thud within the tumbler, and the door comes loose.
Oz will push the door open.
You creak inside.
He'll just look around to see if he can find this potion of restoration.
Just as you pull that door open enough to kind of take your first step inside, you hear the sound of a tin bell ring above the door. A din-din-din-din-din. Do you pause? Do you immediately shut the door? What does this look like?
He just opens the door and he's like, I'm just coming in to get a potion of restoration, promise. That's all I need. And Oz will continue in.
The wind blows in through the door. There is no response. It's very late in the town, probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, just before first light, business hours begin. Where do you start looking? Do you just kind of pan the shelves in hopes that you find something?
Looks probably where there's like healing and poison curing.
Yeah, are they
poison or
labeled
curing
like a
disease,
shop,
yeah.
or is it all mystery juice?
Well, I mean, the looking in the general store, it's that, right? There is everything that you might expect, but it's like a local dollar store, right? There's not a lot of like super high quality items. You realize that a potion of restoration is going to be a bit more expensive than not.
Gonna be the top shelf.
Yeah, some top shelf stuff. Give me
Oz will
perception.
look around for a ladder or something.
Yeah, let's see what your perception yields.
Pick me up some holy water, some Pepto.
14.
You look around, you find reams of rope, fishing block and tackle. You come across everything that would be useful to an adventurer of any kind, but nothing really that looks like this. No potions, for certain. Maybe antivenoms, but no potions.
So there's no potions. Is there like a... Does it look like maybe there's a back room or something of that sort?
No, even
Or-
like glancing around, you follow the wall around to see if there's anything that kind of that would break that visage, to see if there might be like a hidden room or a compartment, a panel, even. Nothing.
Okay.
I mean, there's nobody
Yeah.
else here. If you wanted to
Yeah.
take things, you're more than welcome to.
He's just gonna keep looking. He'll take a little bit more extra time to kind of look around.
Okay. Did you want to try another perception? Granted the time?
Sure, if
Okay.
granted the time.
Sure.
17.
17 yields similar results. You've probably spent 10, 15 minutes looking around, even kind of like moving things on the shelves. Nothing that really looks like a potion per se. You found potion bottles, vials, ink vials. Nothing that screams potion, especially when you read the value. Nothing here seems to break right around 40 gold.
Okay. Then Oz will just be like, "Well, Pecker, I didn't see any potions in here. You see anything?" And then Oz will close the door up and try to relock it.
Sure, this is weird. Give me a disabled device. As you re-enable the device.
Oh, +2.
Yeah, you... You're a sorcerer that rogues better than the rogue. Okay, this is bizarre. Well done. Yeah, you've managed to not only pick the lock, but re-lock said lock, and you get out without being noticed, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
You ensorcelled that lock.
Temerity.
Nice sorcery.
Tripp. As Oz broke off to hit the general store, you're but a mere 50 feet away. You hear the panting of a creature not too far from you. What do you do?
Am I at the temple yet?
You are about 50 feet or so away when you hear the panting of a creature near you.
I'm just gonna keep going to the temple.
Sure. Tripp, what do you do?
Make an observation. What are we hearing? Or I guess what are we seeing?
Give me perception as Temerity continues on.
No problem. Sorry, I got to keep reopening my other thing.
It's a dragon.
Yeah.
Trey's like, I'm just gonna fuck it.
It's a red dragon just chilling. You said perception?
Yes, please.
That is Twitch
Here,
chat.
Hap, we need to shave you. We need your hair for a potion of restoration.
Oops. Supposed to be +7. My bad.
87?
Incredible.
15.
Oh my God.
It doesn't take you a
Wow.
lot, right? With what little moonlight is given, you don't have dark vision, but you do seem to spot a shaggier hound moving up to you. You realize that it's Hap. You are, after all, in the city circle, and he moves up, head down. Do you stop to, I don't know, have any sort of like encounter here with Hap, or do you just kind of like let him go on?
I mean, still walking with Temerity, but I would call out, "Oh, hey, little puppy. How are you?"
Temerity, you can hear behind you. It's Tripp. Seems to be talking to a dog. You think it's Hap. You've not seen any other dogs outside of a wolf, but you probably expect there a bit more of a vitriolic response to a wolf.
Oh fuck!
I mean,
I can't
well, who
believe
knows
you've
at
done
point.
this.
I have a singular focus here, especially since there was mention of the temple being in disarray, right?
Sure.
So, Tripp can stay with the dog if you'd like. I will go.
No, I'm keeping pace with you. I'm just
Oh, is the
walking with the
dog
dog,
just
yeah.
coming with us then? Is that what?
I'm assuming, but if we're kind of walking past him, then I mean that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, you've made your way up the steps, rising to the precipice here, and meeting the enlarged doors of the Pharasman Temple. There is no one to greet you. There's no immediate response. Do you knock? Do you try to open this?
I feel like as someone who is allowed without question into these temples, that just walking in wouldn't be like a huge, that's not like a huge faux pas, right? If I'm just to push the door open as someone of my role.
Sure.
Okay, then that's what I would do.
Depends on how you throw your weight around, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
As you go to basically put your shoulder into the door to push this open, you see that there is a letter that has been hung on the door. It looks like, I wouldn't quite say it's like an arrowhead, but it looks like it's a bit of a bent or crooked stone as they've sort of pushed into and wedged a letter in the door.
What does it say?
I'll pull it from the door and read it aloud.
When you open up this letter, there is no wax seal. It's not addressed to anyone, but it's a letter of notice that the Temple of Pharasma is temporarily no longer seeing or treating the ailments of others until a new head priest has been appointed. The clergy has left town. And they're waiting for a new high priest to re-elect.
Something left.
He's dead. I'll look at Tripp and say that and push the door open.
Sure. There is very, very little pushback from this side, the weight of the door itself. When you find your way inside of the building, it's very dark. You have no issues here with dark vision. Tripp will see some issues with this. Hap, similar boat.
This is their choice to follow me now. I didn't ask them to come.
He would grab onto like her coat, like on the right side, just to maintain his, I guess, his pace without falling behind.
I'll give him like a high brow. Do you not have a torch? Did you come entirely unprepared?
I was being chased by a man who thought I was a prisoner from 50 years ago.
Find a torch. And I'll kind of like grab my coat and then go back towards where I know that if there, I'm figuring I know where, if there are potions somewhere kind of nestled away, I'll have a general idea of where they are based on temple makeup and just generally where things are stored and how they're stored in the temple. Sure.
You move to basically the conventioneer's booth and table where they practice some of their low-level prayer, and you see that there are just a handful of potions that remain. It looks like there's probably about 4 of them, but none of them seem to be outside of the norm of a healing potion.
Can I roll perception or something to help me search the area?
Sure, of course you can.
While that's happening, I'd probably check like the immediate areas where the door's at, assuming that's typically where they would keep torches to like light for the outside.
Are you happy with an 11?
No, I'm just getting a pen so I can mark that I'm using a reroll. There we go. Yeah, that 9 was not going to stand.
Not
right now.
I kind of figured. Okay. Sure. A 20 is pretty good. You're able to find a couple of things here. First and foremost, you are able to find what looks to be a lockbox that is tucked beyond the table. It is not a coffer box. It doesn't even appear to be the coffer's box, but you do find the coffer's box also emptied. Do you try to unlock this box beneath the table? It is likely here that they will tuck many of their additional unguents or salves, basically some of their like tapers, their excess materials to kind of help with the divination.
So the state of this place is pretty dire, right? At this point, like it's been sacked.
The clergy have managed to clean this place so that they can come back with a full a full squad.
So how big is this this box? The other one, not the coffers one, the one that's locked.
It's probably I would say it's about a foot tall, maybe a foot deep, but it's about 3 feet long. So
not carryable.
Maybe. Did you want to try to lift it?
I'll try. I can try.
Okay, give me a strength.
I don't have any lock picking tools.
Sure, give me a strength. Unless you have another means of doing so.
Though.
Did you want to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what does this look like? You do find that there is a small like locking mechanism on the side. It is an external lock, so someone has to use a key. 19's good enough to break it off, but if you have another clever way of doing this, then you can.
Oh, if that's not good enough to break it off, then I'll break it off. Like I don't want to carry it.
Okay. You
but
manage.
Like, if I can just I'll do it.
You manage to do so. When you break it, you hear inside of the box that there is a sloshing of liquid.
I'll open it gently.
Sure.
Slowly.
When you glance inside, you find that there are, like on the left side of the box, there's a series of documents, and on the right side of the box, there is what looks to be another private supply of potions. These are of a darker color, and there are a few that are of like a white similar texture to what you may have seen. and given to Rye early on when you arrived in town.
I'll shove them all in my bag.
Okay. Do you take the ones above as well?
Oh yeah, I will take anything in there potion-wise that will fit in my bag.
Do you? Can you do me a favor and give me a perception, please? That's not hot business.
I have one more. Let's just, why not?
Hey,
Ooh, okay.
it's better
That's
than
a
a
better
double nat
roll.
one.
Quite a bit better, yeah. As you're grabbing these potions, you're trying to find anything of utility while you are sort of minding your own. You know that you have to get this. It's been asked of you to get this, and you realize that while everything else has basically been removed, anything of value, the potions yet remain, and they will be helpful to you in your time of need at Harrowstone. You recognize that. But what catches your eye is something else entirely. It's a name, Temerity. You see your grandmother's name.
In the box?
On top of the documents. Your grandmother's a fairly prolific character in your life. She assumed the role of your caregiver before your parents gave you up.
So I would take that as well and shove it in my bag. I'm not going to stop and read it now.
Okay. What is Tripp doing?
Actually, hold on really quickly. I'm not going to shove it in my bag. I'm going to shove it like into my like jacket.
Sure.
Like
I was using that time to find a torch. I didn't know if in that time span.
Sure, yeah, it's likely. I mean, it's going to take her a moment to find this, but do you have a means of lighting it?
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, if there's like a flint nearby where I can
Sure,
spark it up. Sure.
there's likely a flint puffer. You can scratch several times to kind of bring this to. And
Yeah.
you give me perception. This is kind of important.
Have I used any rerolls yet? I used one, right?
You've used one.
I use this one more. Ooh, same roll.
You've got one left. There's 3 luck
sure.
rerolls.
25.
Temerity, I'll give you an option here. Sleight of hand?
for which?
For stuffing this document in your jacket pocket.
I don't care if he sees it.
Okay. Tripp, you flash this torch and it casts light, and the moment that you do, Temerity's eyes kind of look upward at you, noticing that this new light is in the room, and you see her stuffing something inside of her jacket pocket, just inside, while the rest of everything else goes into her bag.
I mean, taking that information, he kind of just looks at her and, assuming it's part of the story of your life, if it's anything you ever want to talk about, I'm all ears. But I assume we found what we were looking for.
I found something. And as soon as I finish putting the bottles in my backpack, I'll cinch it and like toss it back over my shoulder. We're ready to go.
Very well. What it's worth, there's no point in me questioning the person who saved my life, so.
I still don't know what price I'll have to pay for that, so make it worth it.
I'm hoping to.
Oz, do you make your way over to the Church of Pharasma?
I think I'm not sure how long they're going to take, so he'd be making his way back towards... Well, I was actually going to say, like, if I look around, do I see any other shops, or is that the only shop that I see?
Give me a perception. This could be interesting.
21.
You don't see anything. You don't see anything that kind of sticks out to you, at least in regards to being open or functioning. The only place that may have been opened at this point would have been a tavern. That is no more. But something does stand out to you that you didn't notice before. The quite loud tinging of steel being driven flat by a hammer.
Okay. Does it sound like it's coming from Jorfa's?
In that direction, as far as you can tell. Tripp and Temerity are making their way out. They see you as you kind of are listening and watching when you hear that sound. Yet again, it rings out.
Stealth towards the sound.
Tripp and Temerity. Oz is attempting to stealth. Let's see this. Oz can do many things. I'm gonna lose my mind if Oz can stealth better than... I hate that you rolled a nat 20. I hate it. I hate it.
29.
You're a fucking rogue. I swear to God, you're a rogue.
I'm like a big
You cannot trust the hobgoblin.
rotund
What can't you do?
hobgoblin. It's the
That's probably a
greatest
shorter
thing.
list at this point.
With
What
soft
can't
feet.
you do?
He just stands on his tiptoes and then he like is just quiet. He's like a ballerina.
How do you do
A
Oz
little
is
chunky
incredible.
ballerina.
Rolls
Oh,
onto
my
his
goodness.
side and just rolls
Oh
quietly.
yeah, he rolls
everywhere.
around. Yeah.
And the pecker bucket just is always on top somehow.
Like the
Now, like,
sheep in Elden
magically.
Ring,
Yeah.
or like the
Oh,
kid
Lord.
from Hook.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Bangarang.
Yeah.
You
Just rolls
grab your
around.
legs and you just
Don't even know
roll
how.
forward.
Well done. Well done.
Stealth mode.
love
Trip
that
and
shit.
Temerity, I'll give you perception here. You have an opportunity at seeing Oz. This is going to be difficult, admittedly, particularly for Trip, but Temerity,
I mean, why
It's-
not? I could try.
yeah,
Oh, no,
Temerity-
but still.
you will. You
Bad
will.
roll though.
You will see.
Oh.
So, just because Oz met a stealth of 29 doesn't stop the fact that he stealthed right in front of you. You're just like, wait a minute, what the fuck is that bush doing? Hold on, that was my friend, right? It's like as they're walking by, you like, like that's a great stealth, right? Like they're doing a great job, but it's quite literally in front of my eyes. Silwith,
You saw nothing.
Oz quite literally disappeared in front of you. You have no idea, one, how Oz is capable of disappearing, but two, how Oz is capable of keeping Pecker quiet the entire time.
Yeah, no, I mean, even at a 30-foot range, I wouldn't be able to. The torch, I wouldn't be able to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Temerity,
I'll just.
you can follow. You overhear that sound, the ding, then silence, quiet. Ding, ringing out.
I will give Oz a slight wink or the direction of the disappearing bush. I have let Oz get away with far
With
too much.
everything.
And there is literally no harm, and I think it's adorable. So I'll just kind of be like, almost got it, buddy. Like then depart, like turn around and walk in the direction of the sound. Like, so for example, if I'm going out of the temple and the sound's outside the temple, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I'm going outside the temple, where is it? I'm going to echolocate, right? Like imagine I'm a big beluga whale and I'm going to find the house, like the house is here.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the sound? Does it sound in the general same direction?
It sounds like it's in the direction of the Lormore residence, but it's that it's across the bridge on the opposite side of town. So where you're on, like in the city square, it's literally just a hop over the small like river creek.
I mean, Tripp, if you wanted to, exit and go look once we get to the Lormore house, might not be a bad idea, but we need to get this back. That's my first. I'm trying to do things in priority order, right? Back to the house with the potions so that Jaminda can hopefully identify them and then figure out what that sound is.
Of course, I agree,
Or
but,
you can take, if anyone else happens to be around, you and that person can go check it out. Whatever that is. Sound. Ding.
We can't hear you, man. Your audio is kind of borking.
Is it going out?
Yeah, it's going out. No, it's worse.
Sounds like
Trip
he's like
turned into a
underwater or
robot?
something. Yeah.
Like,
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Suddenly, R2D2 companion status. We should go see what Oz is up to. Beep boop boop beep boop boop.
While you're figuring that out, it sounds like you will likely go in that direction. Oz is on their way. The camera's going to pull back again, and this time it rotates back to Eli. Eli, you've gathered these things from Kendra. Jaminda has assisted to the best of her ability, but she's trying to stay out of the way, especially since you seem to be here kind of handling things. Now, all of that being said, you've returned back to just before him. Torvin, you were also there. Do you hand this to him?
Wait, who's handing me what?
Are you handing this rag and water to the sheriff?
Yeah, of course. I'll when I enter, I'll be like, I'm sorry it took a moment. There was a line. I had to find some water. And I'll hand him the damp towel. And I'll hold the water to the side because I haven't decided if I want to give that to him yet.
Sure. Okay.
Or not.
You pass it over. Go ahead.
What are his eyes like damage wise? You keep saying he keeps rubbing them.
The more and more that he touches them, the harder it is becoming for him to see, because he's doing like the kid response of something's in my eyes, of like hard grinding the knuckle into the eye, and he's got basically soil in his eyes. When he kind of like forces his eyes open, you can see that his eyes need flushed.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I better?
Yes.
Much.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was weird. I just did a testing right now and it sounded like I was underwater. But yeah.
So is it Eli? You pass this over to him. And this is like that gauze, the rag, right?
Yep, that I have moistened.
Sure. He takes this in. He begins like wiping his eyes, and you hear that. Oh, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think I'm gonna need to run some water or something over my eyes. Torvin, when you see that he pulls like he pulls this away, and you can see that there is a lot of dirt. It looks like since it was not like heavily saturated, but enough so that it's gathered dirt, but there are some like flecks and streaks of blood in it from where he's like ground this into his eyes.
I'll see if we can get you some water.
Oh please, that'd be great. I'm so thirsty.
So sure. What were you out doing tonight in the prison?
What do you mean? I was just doing my rounds.
Okay. You mentioned before, or I heard that you were from Caliphas.
Yeah. How did you know that?
I've just been talking to some guys, and I just like to pick up on information.
Okay. Yeah. I'm from Caliphas.
Yeah, it caught my attention because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
Have you ever been to the tavern, Pete's Pot House? Have you ever heard of that?
And now is
I'm going to try to mention some newer shops that have opened recently since I left.
Sure.
And try to get a gauge of like what year
no,
time frame
I don't,
his mind's at.
I don't know that place. I mean,
what's your
I've been
favorite
gone.
place to eat?
I like the Tipsy Turtle. They had really good soup. They're still up. They had fresh bread. The soup was okay. Honestly, the soup was just okay, but the bread was the best. And every bowl came with a stein of ale.
So that's something that would still be open that I had maybe heard of.
Not from your time.
Okay. So Okay. So how long have you been at the prison then, working for your brother?
I don't know. He's had me here probably a few months, but it's not my first time being a guard.
Oh, you've guarded other stuff. You've got experience. No wonder they've got you working where you're at. You've got experience.
Well, yeah, my brother was a warden at another prison, but this looked like a pay increase for both of us. Plus, he's got his wife, and well, he's far more dedicated to her than he is the job, but he's just damn good at what he does.
Well, you can't argue with making more coin, right?
Hey, I don't. Nobody asked, but I think he's about to have a kid. They've been real quiet about it. I haven't seen her in a little while. She stays in the house all day, so I think he took this job because I think he's about to have a kid, and he's not the only one.
Well, what do you think about that?
What do you-
Raising a kid up around a prison.
Oh man, this place is. Nobody can escape this place. I wouldn't be worried about it. Hell, I'm just excited to be an uncle. I never met anybody that could tolerate me long enough. So the fact that he's blessed enough to find someone that can deal with his job long enough, I guess magic is real, right?
I'll hand him the cup of water and be like, "Oh, here, someone just brought this for you."
He extends his hand, but it kind of like wobbles as he's reaching for anything out in front of him.
I'll hand him the cup of water without drugging it.
Sure.
And obviously, he needs to swallow it anyway. So
Sure. He takes a pretty mighty swig. You can hear it as it like gushes down the back of his throat, and he takes it and he starts to like dip a little into his eyes on both sides. It kind of runs down his face over his duster. Oh, that feels so good. Oh man. Hey, thanks for being all right. You know, a lot of the other guards here are, well, they're kind of assholes. And to be honest, they're kind of shady. I just look, don't lose your way. All right, I don't know what happened. I think some of them are starting to take work on the side, and they're doing some things that. Look, you just didn't hear it from me, but I think they're doing some uglier side work that I wouldn't recommend anybody get into.
Oh, that's weird. I've already had a couple of them come up to me and ask me if I wanted to earn some extra money on the side. What kind of work do you think it might be?
Look, man, you don't want to compromise what little morality you got, okay? You've already got to make these guys suffer. Some of them deserve it, right? Some of them are cold-blooded killers, but some of these guys are just... They're just a problem that some city doesn't want to deal with, even if they didn't do anything that bad. You got a couple of thieves in here.
I get it. Well, like I told you before, you know, maybe it gets me into trouble sometimes, but I just like knowing stuff. And the more you know, the less of a chance you have to fall into some misfortune like that. But man, what could those guys be getting into that would get us in so much trouble?
It's only a matter of time before my brother finds out, and that they're sitting in cells just like them. He doesn't take kindly to those that abuse the loyalty that he fosters. So if you know what's good for you, just keep your nose clean. All right, stay straight and narrow. If you just do as you're told, then you'll have no problems. And if any of them come to bully you, just let me know. I'll take the fall. I don't fucking like any of them anyway. And none of them can fight me. So maybe you're right. Maybe I do get a little privilege. And if that's my privilege, then so be it. Just try to stay clean.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to see a little bit. At least I'm starting to get some color back. Man, I hope this isn't all night long. Can you walk me to the lift so that I can get back up to the top? I should probably report to my brother. I can't do active guard work like this.
Of course. We'll get you back on your way. Isn't that right, Torvin?
Of course. Over here.
Can I get some bluffs from the both of you, please?
I'm gonna get him right back on his way.
Okay, I've got to give him a sense of motive.
I'm not lying about it, really. I'm gonna lead him to get back on his route.
What did you say your name was?
Oh, I'm the new guy, Eli.
Eli. I want you to take me. No offense, Mr. Dwarf, but I don't like that shake in your voice. It's not super trustworthy.
I just nod.
Torvin's all right. I've only known him for a little bit, but hey, if it makes you more comfortable, sure thing. I can help you out.
That's fine.
Anything
I'll stay
for,
here clean.
Yeah, and we'll just call it even for you giving me the tip to not stray from the path, right?
Hey, you can move up in rank easy enough here. It's not hard to outpace some of these goons, okay? It's pretty simple. You just show up, you do your work, make your rounds. Don't let anybody walk out of this place, and it's easy. He takes a long draw from the glass or his cup, and he sets it down. Struggles to find where to place it, but he sets it back down, and he brings both of his hands up so that he can rub his eyes, but he stops himself. He's like, I gotta stop that, man. I gotta stop it.
Don't touch it. It'll make it worse. I'll grab him by the elbow and the wrist and kind of help hoist him to his feet and start hobbling him towards the entrance of the door.
Sure.
Back outside.
Sure. He makes his way to the door, kicking things along the way, eventually hitting the door before finally he hits the outside area. He's like, wow, where were we? Why are we outside?
Oh, we took you inside for a second, remember? To wash your eyes out.
What? Why? We were already inside. And he's
I'm just
confused.
I'm just taking you back to where I found you, Benjamin.
He turns and he kind of like looks at you, and his head's sort of like it tilts forward. It tilts down in such a way that his chin doesn't quite tuck to his chest, but enough so that you can see that he's in kind of a line of thought. Eli,
You gotta find your brother, right? That's what you wanted.
Eli, how did I get here? Why? He looks up at you. Why are we at Kendra's?
You tell me, friend. This is where we found you. I came outside and here you were.
I don't understand. I'm not really sure. And he closes his eyes, and this is when you see his head sort of reascend back to the position, almost too high for his own good. Thank you. I've got to go find my brother. Don't worry, brother.
That's right.
I'll be there. I'm coming.
Do you need any help finding your brother?
Who are you? And when you glance back, you see like bit of like tears of blood sort of welling up in the spots where his eyes have been sort of dripping from the tears of the soil at the eye itself. You one of the new hires?
Oh no.
That's right. Let's go find your brother.
All right, well, it won't be hard. Just take the lift, head up to the front of the building. I've got to drop some paperwork off first, and I've got to find my brother. He glances over to the left-hand side over his shoulder. And keep an eye on that one. They call him Tripp. I don't think he's as bad as they say that he is. He seems like a good guy. But none of the other prisoners that get here cry as much as him. Either he's really ashamed of something or he didn't do it. That's my take. And he just starts walking.
I'll follow him as long as he lets me. I'm not very stealthy.
Sure. He never turns back around. You notice that he breaks through the village. Half a mile down the road, he hits the restlands, and you realize that he's moving to Harrowstone.
Gonna follow him as long as I can.
Oh no.
Just what I would do.
Yeah. Torvin will be
So-
watching from the window, and getting his bow, because I just don't know what we're going to be doing with this guy.
Sure.
But
As I'm
if he's gonna
walking, I
walk off-
will literally, like, if I would assume Torvin is not just like, oh, they're fine. You know,
No,
he's
no, no, no,
watching
no, no,
from
no.
the house.
Yeah.
So
I'll be following.
Behind, I would wait for him to like try to come with us as I'm following him as we're moving out of sight.
Oh, are you following Torvin?
I will be.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'll grab my bow.
All right. Right, you
Don't
can...
forget she gave you that weird powder to like knock him out.
It's, I mean, to put in the water, but maybe I can get creative with it. I probably will just hit him in the head if I have to, though. That's
right.
the easier way.
you overhear the sounds of the men leaving the house. You first hear Benjen, and then you hear Eli, sounding very chummy. And then you hear Torvin, you hear these like almost quick 3 steps, and then a pause. And then the moving again. Now it's just you, Jaminda, and Kendra.
How far is Jaminda away from me and Kendra?
Jaminda's taken the remaining stack of dirty drags, and she seems to be like boiling them down, trying to remove them, repurpose them even. And Kendra is nearby. She seems to have moved, putting her ass down on the hearth so that she's no longer on her knees, and she's rubbing her legs from having to be so close to the ground. And she's just kind of like, I don't want to say like grunting per se, it's just kind of like letting air seep from her
Does she know
lips.
what she's doing?
What do you mean?
I mean, she's like by the hearth, like, oh, my legs, I'm so tired. And she's grunting, right? Does she know what she's doing?
I mean, she's rubbing her legs.
Okay. Is she doing that in front of Rye?
I mean, it's where
Sense
she's
motive.
at. Sure,
Sense
go for it.
motive.
Go for it.
Yeah, we're gonna sense motive this. Oh yeah, Rye's picking up on some subtle messages here.
You'd have to croon your head around to kind of glance back at her, just because the way that the couch is positioned, and it's positioned in such a way that you'll feel the heat from the fire, but unless you're like sitting up, you're not actually going to see her.
Oh, okay. So I'm just listening to her.
Yeah, you can hear the sound of like her hands moving over her legs, and that seething hiss, like the oh god.
I do like a little like, oh, I'm in pain. Like my arm's hurting. Like I do a little like,
You hear I told you not to move.
Who is that? That was Jaminda?
No, that was Kendra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just in a little bit of pain. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you have something that could help. Oh.
I could put you back to sleep. You weren't complaining or moaning then.
Oh no, I was I was I was thinking maybe if you had some more of that salve, maybe you could reapply.
I suppose did I miss some? And you hear her kind of like slide up. The dress slides across the stone, and she stands, and she's like, the brows furrowed as she's looking over, sort of investigating. Where is this? Where did I miss?
And Rai just kind of motions vaguely across like his whole arm.
Right. Well, it hurts because you allowed yourself to get set on fire, you dumbass.
Rai giggles to that. Well, you know, I had to save Oz. Trust me, I don't like the fire any more than anybody else. But when your friend's in trouble,
never understand the adventuring life. You realize you could make just as much coin by moving into politics. And just as many people will hate you as well.
I don't know if I could find more people to hate me. He giggles at that too. Yeah, you think I'd do well in politics, huh? And Rai kind of shifts his face to show like the other side, like he's very Harvey Dent right now. Actually, just kind of show the burn marks and stuff.
You know, I don't know if you would do well in politics. I'm simply suggesting similar coin can be found.
Well, maybe if you make me pretty again. You take care of me well enough. And at this I wink at her.
You know what? I'm not gonna roll for it.
I mean, I'll never be as pretty as you.
Listen. I appreciate your candor. You are maimed.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
You need more rest than you're aware of. If you're suggesting that I might find a way to wear you out and or aid you in the healing process, the only thing that I offer is not anywhere near my body. But if you'd like, I can employ some of the techniques that I was taught by the basic training at Lepidstadt. There's a defensive course that they offer. I could choke you out if you'd like.
I might enjoy that too much.
Jaminda? Bring anything flammable. I'm going to kill this man. You're insufferable.
I hear that and I just go, oh no.
I try to like disarm her by saying that I believe you, by the way, about seeing Benjamin.
Well, thank you. I don't know what to say entirely.
You don't have to say anything.
Drink.
Just enjoy you being around.
And she grabs the cup and she ushers it to your mouth. Drink.
Sure, I drink.
And as you kind of like get your mouth full, she holds the glass up and continues to let the rest slide down if you'll allow her to.
Yeah. She's putting me to bed.
She is. Yes, she's drugging you.
Yeah, she's putting me to bed. Rai accepts it.
Tastes powdery.
He does it like in the like see, I'm a good boy. I'm drinking it all down.
She shakes her head, she collects the cup, and she stands and starts to walk away. As you start to kind of fade out, you overhear her in the hallway speaking with Jaminda. I don't know how he's not been killed by anyone, yet his persistence is aggravating. His attempts are infuriating. I think I like him. but I hate him at the same time.
That's love, baby. That's love.
And then you're out like that.
Yeah, Rye goes to sleep, and I would also say it was the best
He's
sleep
smiling.
of Rye's life.
Yeah,
He falls asleep just like.
it's just cheese.
Comforted by the
Yeah.
last words he heard, he sleeps quite like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Temerity,
cool.
you arrive back at the residence, and you are not met with any of your allies. Benjen is missing. Torvin and Eli are missing. Oz and Tripp have not arrived. You see Jamenda passing through, and you overhear a conversation briefly about how infuriating and how frustrating Rye is, but that she just might like him. She sees you. Temerity, did you have any luck?
I did. And I'll go up to a table or some surface that's close to her and take off my backpack, open it up, start putting vials on the table.
Okay.
Dude, Temerity knows who everybody likes. And they're all, it's like a little.
She just thinks
Weird.
it's fun.
Rye, you will be given a cure sickness and disease. You will then be given a lesser rejuvenation potion and a healing potion. You'll be given a second full rest, but when you awaken, your skin is going to be rather flaky, scabbing in spots, but you will no longer be ill. You'll be fully healed, and you'll have mobility back. You'll notice that you might have some issues where skin may tear as it's trying to heal up over the top, but the lesser rejuvenation is doing its job. I am also hitting you with an addiction.
Okay.
Just like Oz has a magical addiction, due to the sheer amount of potions you've consumed in a matter of the last 24 hours, you now have a potion addiction.
Okay.
He's got a bunch on him too. That's dangerous.
Well, if they didn't taste like Code Red Mountain Dew, I probably wouldn't be quaffing them down so often.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just delicious. I mean,
Yo, this tastes like voltage. I love it.
yeah, it's
And no
Baja
calories.
Blast. Yeah, man. Well, Bry's a big
Rejuves.
guy. He needs a bunch of calories, you
It
know?
does.
Lesser rejuves are Baja Blast, you just can't get enough of them.
Yeah. You know, the best rejuves come from Taco Bell.
That's right.
That's what they said.
True.
From the vending machine at Taco Bell.
Temerity. You have no idea about the implications of him imbibing these potions. That's none the wiser to you. Plus, your attention is sort of elsewhere. You may have delivered exactly as you had so planned and pleased to do so, but you will be given this opportunity to investigate that document further if you'd like to.
Well, I mean, nacho fries are back at Taco Bell. So
Delicious.
I might have to go get some of those and then go read. Bye, bub. Then go read the letter. Yeah, I'll after I take care of the potions and see that Rye's taken care of and that no one else seems to be around, I'll go kind of recuse myself, maybe close to the fire if that's a more private place.
Sure.
If not, if the fire's not available, I'd go back to the room that I stayed in. I guess it was only a couple nights ago, even
Yeah.
though it was like last year.
The maid's quarters.
Yeah.
You realize that Jamenda and Kendra are back and forth. Rye seems to have, he seems to be asleep when you arrive. So that when you make your way to the back, you're kind of left to your lonesome. And you remove this from your jacket pocket. And it's just a handful of papers, probably 2 or 3. And you realize that the document in front of you dictates a profile. This is a dossier on you. And you have no idea why, but it tells the name of your parents, your grandparents, and the matron that trained you as an inquisitor. The second document announces your matron as being investigated for crimes that is not entirely out of the realm of possibility. An inquisitor's job is to dictate truths, sometimes even forcefully so. And she grinded the idea of work and answers at all cost, even to the degree of torture. And apparently she tortured a noble without doing the background research on whether or not this was a crime that they had committed. And it brought them to their death. She's being removed from the Church of Pharasma. She's not lost the Liege's aid, so she still has the abilities of an Inquisitor, the talents that she earned in her time. And the third document is, it's more or less a statement that you are to be watched. Closely so, even through divine abilities. That you are her number one apprentice and pupil, and that you are to be watched to verify the actions that you take on the road. Now you haven't seen your matron in a while. It's been probably about a year. You've more or less graduated ahead of your time. And you were a star, essentially. You were rising in the local churches, particularly as an Inquisitor. Now you know that she was harsh, but she never brought anybody to death. And if she did, it was either an accident, which she didn't make accidents, or something else happened. Now you know that you are under divine watch. You're not sure how close. You know that some of your actions that you have done thus far would likely get you into trouble, per se. Maybe not necessarily trouble as much as it would be accusational charges about your actions held in the field. Particularly in regards to Tripp. But that being said, this is your information, what you'd like to do with this and how you'd like to go forward. Something that you can say now, or if you'd like to hold it and talk with me later, we can happily do so.
Yeah, I think that there's really nothing she can do to act on it now. Or to act on any, she just kind of needs to process it, probably fold it, put it back into her pocket.
Sure. Noted.
And we'll go over it.
Camera pulls back yet again. This time it fades into a darkness, and that darkness yields us in front of a forge. Hammer striking several times. Ting! 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 Oz.
Mm-hmm.
You found your way to the blacksmith's. Now, I don't think that you've seen... I don't think you've seen Jorfa.
No, I've been told about Jorfa. I have not met Jorfa, I don't think.
When you arrive at the blacksmith's, you're still in hiding. It's late. It's incredibly late. And Jorfa works at one of the outdoor forges. She's wearing what looks to be a very, tight jerkin bottoms, right? The tunic bottoms. But the top, it looks like she's wearing, almost like a leather bralette. And it's just enough to keep her all together. Because as she brings this hammer down, there's a lot of force here. If fingers, if a foot, if a head were here, it would just be smithereens, right? And working in armor is just taxing. So she's working late. Her hand and hammer come down several times. You can see the flashing of steel.
What does it look like she's working on?
As far as you can tell, it looks like it is either a chest piece or a shield. You can't tell immediately. You're not close enough.
No one else is around.
Give me a perception. Tripp, are you stealthing? Give me a stealth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang, son.
Wow. Silwith, would you move up next to Oz, or are you just going to kind of wait back?
I would have the War Razor just above Oz's neck.
Wow. I really
And then
hope not.
Heal Pecker instead. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeebus.
No, I would. No, it's not true. I wouldn't do that. I would approach to the side of Oz, and grab his shoulder.
As you're glancing around to see if anybody else is here when you feel that hand over your shoulder, and you know
Oz's eyes grow big.
that there was
and he
nobody else.
slowly turns around to look at what might be there.
And there's Tripp.
Oh, you just see like relief on his face. I thought you were supposed to be with Temerity. What are you doing here? He's whispering.
We're supposed to be shopping. What are you talking about?
Well, I went shopping. There was nothing there. And then I heard some noises, so I was coming to check out what it was.
I guess that makes sense in the hindsight of it all. But what did you find?
Well, did you get the potion?
His eyes move back and forth in the skull several times before a questioning yes falls from his lips.
Well, go bring it over to him.
That's why I'm here. She wanted me to come check on you.
Oh, Temerity was taking it back.
Yes.
All right then.
I'm not gonna go back there with the sheriff right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna get out of this bush now.
Okay, where's Pecker?
Oz like holds out the bucket.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hold on, hold that at that.
And Oz is gonna step out of the bush. Chicken noise, and then he's gonna step out of the bush.
Sure. It's enough to crack that sound before she swings. Before that hammer lands across the anvil, there is the noise that Pecker emits. This chicken bok, if you will. Before the hammer stops. It stops at mid-flight, where she's bringing this down, and there's all kinds of force, but she pulls back just enough, and the swing misses. Her hand's at her side. She brings the other arm up. She has this very gorilla-esque body. The arms are almost cartoonishly large on her figure.
Oz steps out of the bush.
I mean, did she look up at us, or like
She's looking in your direction.
Oz told you
Okay.
he was gonna get out of the bush, and then you asked where Pecker was.
Yeah. So I mean, if she sees Oz, I'll stay a little hidden just to be sure.
Okay.
You see Tripp like cartoon half eyes in the bush like that.
I was like, "Are you coming?"
I don't. Yeah, I guess we're not doing anything else.
And Oz will turn around.
Yeah, he'll Solith will also get out of the bush. Like when you go, like, are you coming? He's just like, yeah, just stands up with you.
She waits. She sees you both moving. After standing from the bush.
Oz will start just waddling towards the blacksmith area.
Once you give them 10 or so feet,
yeah,
she breaks the silence between you.
Oz waves.
It's late.
Yep, it is.
Sorry to disturb you.
You're either brave or stupid.
Well, probably a combination of both at this point.
Why is a goblin walking with the boy, Lorimar?
Well, I've been tasked to keep an eye on him.
What he said. Yes.
Why is a goblin watching the boy, Lorimar?
Well, you know that Lorimar's like not with us anymore, right?
He spends all of his time there. I thought you came under the family of Lorimar, especially since Zokar has died.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, is there a reason for this late-night rendezvous?
Well, I heard you making noise, so I wanted to come see what was going on down this way.
I followed him.
Oh, you found me
Os-
at my forge.
Oz will start looking at the piece of armor that she's crafting. Does it look
It's a shield.
magical?
It's a shield. It doesn't appear to, I mean, it looks like a shield.
Okay.
She hammers away at it. She's driving rivets. She seems to be repairing spots of this where it looks like something had sheared through the metal. It's the only time I can step outside without those gawking at me.
Who's gawking at you?
You must not see very well.
Well, I mean, you look great.
Yes, agreed. You are very beautiful.
What do you want?
Wait, I was curious what you're making here. Who are you making this shield for?
A client. They brought money in. They wish for a repair.
How much does it cost?
To repair?
Well, more so for armor.
Depends on the armor. Look, what do you want?
What about something that might fit him?
Pevrin was your name, right?
Yes, it.
That's his name. His name's Tavern. You know.
How old are you, boy?
I'm 12. 12.
12.
Yes. Yes.
Why are you joining a goblin looking for armor at 12?
We have a knack for adventure and.
Have you been in this town?
Don't be daft.
Yes.
You're 12 years
Dorfa?
old.
It
You can
doesn't
read
matter
and
how
write.
old he is.
Put your skills
I am-
elsewhere.
I am good with the blade, I would have you know.
Also, look around us, Jorfa.
Give me a reflex
Sorry.
save.
Going well.
Ooh.
Tripp.
Okay, give me a second. I gotta reopen my whatchamacallit. Don't fuck this up. Have faith in yourself. Okay, my reflex is decent.
Remember, you're caught off guard, so this might.
Ooh. I don't have any luck
That's
rerolls
not
left, do I?
good.
Nope.
No, I use my
No
luck
luck
rerolls.
rerolls.
I don't know if you do, yeah.
She reaches over. She grabs what looks to be a drinking stein, and she just chucks it at you. Not hard, but it just like hits your person, and you try to like get out of the way of it, but it hits you.
Dan, ow! What are you doing?
Why'd you hit him?
It's a
Yeah,
cup.
That's rude. Yes.
How are you handy with a blade if you can't dodge a cup?
Because I don't wield cups into battle.
You're 12,
I am still experienced with the blade.
and you're a pervert from what I've been told.
No, I am not. Who
Wait, what?
said that? And then you see, like, immediately on the inside, you see Tripp go into a soul form and turns around and look at Peverin's soul. What is this about you being a pervert?
He looks. It's not true. I was only curious.
What do you do? You need to behave yourself. You are a young boy. You need to learn some respect.
You're 12 too. You're in my body.
I am over 50 years old, and I've been to prison. I know how hard life is sometimes.
Does he always talk to himself?
Young boys are sometimes, right?
No.
I'm
I've-
sorry.
Well,
I've never met a young boy that travels at what is this hour? Mere hours before the sun with a goblin.
You made a perfect point by hitting him with the cup. That's the point why I was looking for some armor for him.
My
Yes,
point
what
wasn't
if
for him
there
to
are-
find armor. My point was for him to find a different path.
What if there are more Stein fiends lurking in the shadows that wish to inflict harm?
She walks up to you and she grabs your face, like cheeks. You can feel the pressure of her fingers and her thumb on your cheeks. Sass me again, and next time I'll throw my hammer.
Well, I don't think there's going to be any reason to be throwing hammers.
I'm standing on my tiptoes.
Or are you perving again? You came out
No,
this
not
late? You see me in this. You did say I was beautiful after all, right?
Very much so.
Just admiring your work.
She smiles.
Again.
She smiles for the first time.
We were talking about the shield. I don't
Sorry, I don't
that way.
I don't make armor for children. Children are not meant for battle. Children are supposed to be protected.
Well, I guess it depends on where you're from. Where I'm from, you pretty much go into battle at.
He's wearing armor.
When if she looks down, she would see that the war razor is actually like under her arm, like underneath like the tendon. So like if she was gonna do like anything like offensive, he could cut at that and like.
Give me perception.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Okay. But that would be more as natural reflex than anything else kicking in. 22.
Now that you're this close to Jorfa, she got a hold of your face and you know where your arm is, but you kind of glance down almost to like kind of tilt your head and be like, look what I did. And then you can see that her body is marred in scars, that this war razor would do very, very little. And
oh, no. Yeah. And even then, like that's more impulse off of him.
Sure.
Like, yeah, but no, he would know, like this woman's a fucking blacksmith. Like she's used to nicks and cuts and like.
No, these aren't nicks and cuts. You see what looks
these are
to be
deep gashes.
Like there is that when you look down to the side, just under the arm, like basically right in the nook of the arm before the armpit itself, there is a curled wound where it looks like she was lanced. In the skin has just healed up. It's still fresh even, but her body has multiple of these wounds over its person. She's got burns. She has scars. Her body is. She knows that she feels that she is not a beautiful woman. So when you said that, she felt like you were lying. But she also recognizes that you're a child.
So, I mean my words. I ain't a liar. But as he is taking note of the scars, he looks back at her and meets her gaze with kind of bringing the humor to an end. You've seen more than just your way around the forge, haven't you?
I have. By the way, you guys do have a fourth luck reroll.
Sweet. Then I'll use it to dodge this time. No, I'm just kidding.
She looks to Oz before she strikes again with the hammer. How are you still alive?
Me or him?
You. You're goblinoid. I know that you're not a goblin. You're taller than most.
Well, I'm a hobgoblin, but I guess it doesn't matter around these parts.
It does. If you're still alive, you matter to someone. And that's what matters here, is if someone cares. They're willing to put their own hide on the line.
Usually I run away from things. It's probably why I'm staying alive the longest. And then the secondary part of it is probably because, I recently found myself in the company of some folks who are, stronger than me, to put it the least.
You were at that party with the human man and Torvin.
Yep.
And you're still alive. Huh?
Yep. At least I think I am. I'm still alive, right?
All layers of the abyss must have frozen over.
Oz is a very capable fighter, I'll have you know. He has actually saved us quite a few times himself.
I don't know about fighter, but I could spit some pretty decent acid.
I don't know what that means. I honestly don't wish to discover.
Oz literally spits acid onto the ground.
That's disgusting.
Well, yeah, you said you didn't know, so I'm showing you.
What do you want with me? What does Torvin want with me?
I don't know what Torvin would want with you. Did he say he likes you? Did he hit on you or something?
No, I'm afraid if he was to hit on me, it would be a very different form of what you're speaking of.
Right.
Listen, you would tell me if he were coming to...
Can Oz sense motive?
Yeah, of course you can.
The implication of what she means? 11. Ugh.
You got the luck rolls, sure.
Ugh. 14. It's fine.
You're not
Wasn't
entirely
meant to be.
sure. It's not a crystal clear delivery. You're not really sure what her person is about here either. You do get the sense though that she this is not a fortuitous meeting.
Do you know Torvin from another time or something?
Yes, you could say that.
Oh.
You don't know
Oz,
anything
like,
about Torvin, do you?
Should I know anything about Torvin?
Tell me, has he bled yet?
No.
Has he been wounded?
I think so.
And he didn't bleed?
I mean,
There
he was covered in blood when we saw him.
That's true. And there was other circumstances occurring.
And I suppose I should ask a different question. Was it his blood he was covered in?
Not sure. Didn't see where the blood came from. Do you not bleed?
No, I bleed. Bleed same as you, and he. Torvin does not.
Why?
He's made of stone. Torvin's one of the gifts of Torag.
Like that god they keep talking about? One of them rambles on about him forever.
You've never heard. Wow. Really are, child.
I
How
mean,
old are you
we've-
both? You're 12 and you're what?
19.
9. No, you're children, babies. Babies.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider myself a baby.
30 rows
I-
of 3. The stones of which they grew. From the mountains 3. No blood which they flew. They're not dwarves. They look like dwarves.
Is he like a triplet? He's got brothers?
30 rows of 3.
Oh, he's got a lot of brothers.
They were toys, playthings of Torag. Then they were given a purpose. You wonder why he has no children? No significant other. He can't.
I mean,
Not
he's also an
everyone wants
adventurer.
No, he's not.
children.
He's not allowed to.
Well, that's sad.
He has one sole
Why not?
purpose. When the 90 are born from the stone of the mountain, their only goal is to return the 5 Kings' crown and to slay defectors. When we lost our home, when the dwarves lost their family home, we were tasked with one job, returning it. And they were those to lead. Generals and war parties. I defected. 300 years ago.
Hiding from him.
I'd been told that Torvin also defected. When they're not made that way. They're not allowed. You saw the mark on his face. The tattoo. Similar to mine. She turns and shows you the face. Mine's been burned.
Right.
You know, this seems like a lot for us to take in. Are you sure you don't want to talk to him yourself?
Oh no, it's perfectly normal for a Dwergar to lie in the middle of the night, speak to a 12-year-old boy and a hobgoblin. This is natural. I find myself in
Okay.
these events regularly.
If we're gonna clear the air here, because this is getting annoying. I am not 12. I am over 50 years old. I'll have you know. My name is not Pevrin. My name is Stillworth.
You say,
I'm
did
here
you
with
did you
my-
say you actually said your name?
Yes. This is my compatriot, Oz.
I need to know your AC.
Yeah.
Like Flatfoot, it would be 13.
Okay. I need a perception from both of you.
$24.
Oh,
Oh, I'll use my luck reroll.
Oh, you do. You have a luck reroll.
oh God.
It's not much better, but
Yeah.
whatever.
But it's a world better.
She leans in when you say that. A single brow curled up. She's giving you like that rock, the people's eyebrow.
Yeah.
What did you say your name was?
Silhouette.
So with what?
Ashworth.
Plus 11.
Yeah.
Look, there's only like 6 hit points, so.
No, you, sir, you have levels.
Oh, so it's actually my like
Correct.
stuff going in? Okay, cool.
Take 11 points of bashing damage as it connects with your leather armor.
Stop him?
No. No.
Didn't he get like ring mail, or was that? I think I gave him some ring mail.
He should know.
That's-
It should be on his person.
Because I got something for Rye, and then I got him like a kind of oversized.
Oh, you got him studded. It's studded leather. It was oversized studded leather.
It would still be at it would be 15, so
I still just overcame it.
yeah.
I need a reflex from you, Tripp.
Yeah, let me reduce my HP.
Yeah,
so
I figured she would recognize when he was asking for armor, like, bitch, I gave you the armor you're wearing.
And you said
Pretty
reflex?
Yeah.
These rolls are poopy.
Okay. All right, my friend. You were knocked flat back, driven back 5 feet from this enormous blow of this blacksmith's hammer as it breaks across the armor, and you almost hear that studded leather. It cracks a stud. The leather itself sort of ripples back from this, and it connects, cracking a rib. And you're driven back to the ground. You come to a roll. She's holding the hammer out.
Oz jumps in between her and him.
Her eyes are wild with fury.
Stop
says-
it! What are you doing?
He's
Just a
dead.
kid. Well, not the kid.
Leave this place now, before I get my big hammer.
All right, all right.
And the fact that
Cool.
that you get up, Tripp, she shakes her head and she starts like walking back, putting her back to the wall. Because you're just a kid. You're a 12-year-old child.
I am so Ronald, the player right now, wants to jump out this fucking body and just fucking snap her neck and just go wraith form for a
And
minute. But
this is where we're going to call tonight's session.
dang,
Oh, but
Dang.
you still could
We will start next session when we
by
get to play
going out and
next
attacking.
with Torvin and Eli as they escort the man to the prison. Benjamin Kaler.
damn.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna die.
All right,
It's gonna be
lads.
fun.
I'm going to go ahead and give you your send-offs so that some of y'all can run. I know that we ran a little late. So, Cobalt, boss, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Hey, I'm Cobalt. I stream on Twitch, 5 p.m. usually until 11. I play Pathfinder here on Tuesdays and D&D on Thursdays. I'm playing Elden Ring and Isaac, and I'm really just trying to grind those out right now. I'm still got a lot of stuff in Elden Ring to do, but we're getting there. I'm like level 100 plus, and still so much crap everywhere. So yeah. Had fun.
Nice. Perfect. Thank you. Miss Misty. Imperial. What are you doing? Where can we find you these days?
I'm not playing Elden Ring. I feel like I'm the only person.
You're not. Me
But
too.
I don't know. I for the longest time I thought it was a Darkest Dungeon, sequel because I kept mixing up that and Dark Souls. So that's who I am as a person, right? And I was
That's
really
reasonable.
really confused when I saw the gameplay. So you can find me twitch.tv/Imperial, where I stream some sewing and some stuff and play some games. I just finished this one. And I gotta finish it up with straps and stuff and set it out. But we're gonna play some Capybara Spa tomorrow night, I believe, because there's nothing cuter than capybaras. And then I get to bathe them. Done. Best game ever.
Amazing.
Right? So I think I may be on the front page all week for Women's History Month because cheering for everything femme and female.
Awesome. Well, that's what we like to hear. Wyld, sir, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Oh, I'm doing Minecraft as per usual. I'm playing a couple other games here and there. Like I actually played No Man's Sky when it first came out,
Mhm.
and I haven't played it since till now. So it's a different game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So having
yeah.
some fun with that. I'm in the middle. Actually, we're just finishing up a version of modern Minecraft with a whole bunch of new graphics, and maybe the villagers will become potatoes. Little potato people.
Lovely, lovely. Ms. Mackey, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Oh, I am MargaretKrohn. You can find me at MargaretKrohn in all of the places. If you want to see what I'm doing, do that. And I also make video games for a living. I'm currently working on a project called Ashes of Creation, and you can find it at Ashes of Creation in all the places. That's me.
Amazing. Hello, sir. When you're not hitting on Kendra and somehow suffering the entire episode, what are you doing? Where can we find you?
In real life, I'm hitting on Kendra and suffering. No. I stream a lot of variety. It's like early morning stuff. Think like 4 a.m. Eastern. So if you're Insomniac and you want to check out the content, just go to my page. Everything else is linked there if you're feeling like being an overachiever. Yeah, I stream a bunch of games right now. I'm doing Elden Ring. Still gonna finish that up. I think I'm like 80 hours into it now. And yeah, that's kind of all I'm doing lately. So come on along.
Amazing. From Elo to Xander. When you're, you know what, just tell me about you, Xander, because like your story is always interesting to me in this game. You just get knocked down repeatedly by everyone that you meet.
I complimented her and she hit me.
There he says like stupid stuff.
What I said? What did I do?
You told
Okay,
her
guys.
that you weren't 12 and that you like were
She was a guard.
Inside
She
of another
worked
body.
there.
Bro,
Yeah, she
you
was-
said
she-
you said not only are you 50, but you said your name, and she
Yeah.
reacted to that name, which is that's a big point because nobody's reacted to your name. You were like stripped from the books.
Well, you know what? That means I know who is first on my kill list, because if she knows who the fuck I am, she's one of the people that put me there.
Maybe.
But other than that, guys,
Well,
when my
we don't know
DM is
that.
beating the shit out of me in game, you guys can find me on my channel at twitch.tv/XanderDarks right there. Or you can send me messages on Instagram because I usually check that like every 40 seconds. Yeah, I think last game I was playing was Elden Ring a little bit, and
Wow.
Yes.
And wow.
Yeah. So
You're like
me.
Arya. You're like Arya Stark. I just realized that. Like
Thank
a little
you.
kid with a little kill list and just gets shit on constantly by everybody.
But like,
Yeah.
but like way less interesting.
I actually have 4 people on that list already.
Savage.
One of them's a player.
Oh man, I love it.
Oh no.
Goodness gracious, guys, and that just leaves me. You're here. You already know what I do.
Which
if you don't,
player?
then come back and see me. I've got a 12-hour stream Friday. I stream tomorrow and Thursday. We just wrapped up movie night trilogy of The Hobbit, and we will be starting Lord of the Rings the 26th. Yeah, we got lots of cool stuff planned, and hopefully you guys stop on by. If you want to keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive, consider supporting on
Suck the
Patreon.
bub.
Yeah, consider supporting on Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff there. Plus, if we break over 100 before this season is over, well, Pecker's getting possessed. I'm not going to tell you by who, but I've thought about it for a long time now, especially the week that I was just in bed, and I know who's going in. I've already picked it if it happens. Yeah. Maggie's confusion is unreal.
She's covering.
I was like,
the
are you
ears.
covering his ears?
Yeah, he can't listen to this.
I love it. And that's about it, folks. I'll catch you tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, go follow everybody because they're awesome. Their content's amazing. I lurk and watch as often as I can, and I love them. They're great people. So, take it easy, folks. We're gonna get out of here. Do what you do. Stay safe. Stay nerdy. And
Don't let Bub touch your pecker.
don't.
Yep.
Or
Lemon
do.
limes and wind turbines, guys. Lick your elbows.
Does anybody else have any sign-offs?
Oh, that's
Drop
My
the
Don't
sign-offs-
smoke
My
crack.
sign-offs are
Don't
mushy.
smoke crack. Bye, everybody. Take it easy, guys.